What's happening, family? This is another episode of Open Gym. I'm here with my man Riddell, Random, and of course Hellfire. Look, man, a lot of topics today. Won't be here for long, but hey, man, we would really appreciate y'all coming up, kicking it with us. Let's talk some football. We will be talking a lot of football, a lot of upcoming scenarios this season, a lot of trade possibilities, draft possibilities. Hey, man, let's have a good show. How you feeling, Riddell?
Man, I'm good here. I'm excited to see what happens in the draft. I can't wait for that draft to happen. Apparently, Malik Neighbors said something about the Giants, which was interesting. He said that he would be excited to join the Giants, but he's unsure about that quarterback situation. And that's not a good thing to say about the future team that you might go on. So now I'm going like,
But why isn't it though? In all honesty,
because that's already kind of messes up rapport with because it depends on how they take it. If it takes like Daniel Jones is not good enough to solidify the starting spot,
He's not.
you could take.
is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's yo?
He's not. I agree, but we
I
don't have
like the new
another
niggas, dog. The
quarterback.
new niggas is not. I remember when Dez Bryant came to the Cowboys. Roy Williams was trying to make him do rookie shit, and he told him like, "Big dog, I'm a franchise player, and you won't be here long. I'm coming from the number one spot. I'm not carrying your bag because you're underneath me." And he stood on that. And then within a year, Roy Williams is off the team, and Dez was the number one receiver. Like, dog, if something is true, it's true. Like, I'm sorry, like, I respect that. No offense, but you know. Eli said in 2004 draft he didn't want to play for San Diego because they had poor organization, like owners and things of that nature. Like, I feel like that's weird. Why can't he be truthful? Dog, I don't trust Daniel Jones the same way Jefferson's over there. Just Jefferson's over there saying like, "Hey man, if y'all don't get a legit quarterback, I'm out of here." Like, I'm not. So anybody saying, "Oh, you got Sam Darnold, you gonna hurt Sam Darnold feelings?" So nigga, I don't believe in you. Get a legit quarterback, and I'm leaving. Like, I believe that. Malik, like, bro, I don't want to waste my career. It's too many Larry Fitzgeralds. It's too many DeAndre Hopkins that have gone and not won nothing because they stood tall and were trying to be faithful, and Calvin Johnson. No, man, these new era guys is not going for that. And I respect that, actually. I'm tired of people just not saying what need to be said. Elephant in the room, address it.
I mean, he's not wrong. To be fair, he's not wrong. I haven't been high on Daniel Jones for years now. And then the other quarterback that we got is Drew Lock. So I'm here with you, Malik. You know, I don't know what they're
I
gonna do
thought
though.
Drew
So
Lock could be him. Drew Lock could really be him. I don't know. Maybe that might be. I don't know.
mm,
I like Drew Lock a lot.
maybe we're just waiting for Arch Manning, bro. We're just gonna wait 2 more years just for wait for Arch Manning, and then that's the guy. Bringing another Manning to bring back the New York Giants, but you know we'll see. Random Hellfire, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, I'm fighting off. I think I'm fighting off like a cold or something. I'm good. I will say Malik Neighbors coming out to say that publicly. Maybe he's heard some stuff about what the Giants have told him, what they plan to do with the quarterback position, because that is just something crazy to just kind of say, right? Because if you're saying that you are prepared to ruffle feathers, and maybe you're like, hopefully this means the Giants don't draft me and I go somewhere else. Because unless the Chargers trade down, if I'm any receiver, that's where I'm trying to go, is the Chargers. Like, because you play with Herbert immediately, you're going to be the number one guy there. Because to this day, I don't know if they signed anybody else. They still have Quentin Johnson and Joshua Palmer, right? Those are still the two receivers in there.
But don't
Receiver
they need
room.
so much for the Chargers?
I don't
Look,
think they need as much as we say in terms of the offensive hand because they're going to get they got Gus Edwards, but obviously he's not going to be carrying the running back, the backfield. So the consensus is that the Chargers will draft Blake Corum and he will be that guy to carry this running offense. And I think he will be. And not that he's better than all other running back. It's just for this system that Jim Harbaugh is going to run, he's going to do his job in combination with Gus Edwards. And then you draft another receiver, maybe draft 2 receivers in the draft. Who knows? And then Palmer is actually pretty solid. I know people
he's
don't
the
really
best
know his
receiver
name.
he's the best receiver in that room.
He is. But if Quentin Johnson takes a leap in his second year, I mean, you can't call him a bust after 1 year. So we'll see what he can become.
No, absolutely. I think it's just obviously this is all contingent early on the Chargers if they don't trade out because they're prime trade out potential, right? Depending on what somebody could offer them. And they could still get a really good receiver at the middle or the end of the first round, which in a way could probably hurt the Chiefs the most if that happens, because maybe they could take a target that the Chiefs really want. But maybe I think I'm just sitting there saying Malik probably said that because he's hoping the Giants don't take him.
So here's my thing, and this is why I see why he said that. So then what happens if Malik goes to the Giants, he has like 500 yards his entire year, but yet a Brendan Rice goes to, let's say, a Bills team, right? They get him for a late pick for the free ski. He runs up 1,000 yards on some Puka type shit, or just on some like I said, 1,000, 1,100. What are we saying? Like, we're gonna say, oh man, I guess Malik wasn't who we thought he was, and Brendan Rice was a draft steal. Like, I get what Malik is saying, dog. If I go somewhere and I suck, y'all gonna just say I suck, or I wasn't as good as y'all thought I was. So no, I don't want to go somewhere bad where I don't get the ball, and y'all blame me. That's what we do. We tend to let a person go to a bad situation or be in a bad situation, and then tell them how much they suck, even though they're in a bad situation. It's about what you've done for me lately. We do it all the time. We were literally saying that DeAndre Hopkins wasn't that anymore until he got a fucking a Will Levis and was actually able to revive his career and get another 1,100 yard season plus. Like, we do that, dog. So I get what Malik Davis is saying. If I'm not good in New York, y'all not going to say it's New York. Y'all going to say I just wasn't that good. Y'all think Jordan Hyatt ain't good. Y'all just think he a deep threat receiver, dog. I watched this man at Tennessee get off, dog. He is a good receiver. If you went anywhere else where a decent quarterback plays, he would have been a top rookie receiver last year, dog. I don't care what nobody says.
Well, we know that situation is very important for the majority of people who get drafted. So if the Giants quarterback situation stays in flux, and this is the last year of Daniel Jones' contract before the Giants have an out next year, where they can just cut bait and let Daniel Jones walk. If it stays in flux, then it's going to be a problem, especially with receiver being such a dependent position. But look, it's just as what you have to do. Like, we don't know if Puka went to the Cardinals, would he be the same person? We just don't know. That's why he went to the right place at the right time, and that's all we can say. That's all we can say.
Would he be the same person? No, but I feel like I think you can diagnose transferable skills, and I do think Neighbors is one of those receivers that can transfer on any team in the NFL because of his skill set. I've said this before. You know how people obviously love Xavier Worthy being amazingly fast, be a speedster, but on the field, technically in terms of their top speed, Neighbors is faster than Worthy. So he's an amazing yak guy. So that short yardage game is going to be amazing. That intermediate game is going to be amazing. And obviously he's great at everything else. He's a great route runner, great hands, contested catching. He's not Brian Thomas Jr. or Roman Dudzey, but for 6 feet, he's really good at that too. So Malik Neighbors is going to be one of those receivers that I think regardless of where he goes, he'll be able to transfer. I think the Giants are one of the worst places a receiver can go to right now because of the quarterback situation. And now we don't have.
You think he'll transfer with the Giants?
You said what?
You think he's so good he'll be able to basically get off with the Giants too?
Oh yeah, I think that Neighbors is that good. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's just that if let's just say, obviously, if Neighbors goes to the Chargers, let's just say, are we thinking he's over 1,000? Maybe with the Giants, he's at like 750, but we recognize the potential. You get what I mean?
He could win Rookie of the Year if he won the Chargers. I'm gonna be dead serious. He could win Rookie of the Year for sure.
Like, if I'm any receiver, even thinking about everybody, even the Cardinals, who are definitely going to take, if it goes chalk, the Cardinals are taking MHJ. Even if I was Marvin Harrison Jr., I'd be like, I'm trying to go to the Chargers. That's where I would want to go. That's where I would want to go. I think any receiver in this draft, looking at the top 4 or the top 5, they all want to go play with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, if Herbert gets Brian Thomas, Marvin, Malik Neighbors, or Rome Duze, they're going to be stars their first year. Like, they're going to have Puka seasons because he's going to feed them so much because they're going to be the number one guy that is going to be apparent that they are, the top of the top. So anybody that goes to LA is going to get off completely. And I do think they're going to pick up one of the receivers only because it's a reason why Jim Harbaugh cleaned house like that. Like, you got rid of everybody. Like, don't be surprised if Quentin Johnson gets moved or cut this season. Like Yo, Jim is one of them guys. Like, he will not keep you just to keep you. Like, he'll cut you halfway through a season and get you up out of there. So don't be surprised.
Well, I mean, I can see why you say that early. Quentin Johnson's contract is nothing right now.
Exactly.
It's nothing. So you can kind of still keep going and see what we can get out of him, because there's still the fact that he is a first overall pick or a first round pick, and you want to salvage whatever you can from that. Because right now, if you cut him, obviously it's not your guy, but you're still saying this was a wasted draft pick here, and you might as well just try to get as much as you can out of him before you either cut him or you trade him somewhere.
There's no point in cutting him if you want to put him in the back of the depth chart, fine, but there's really no point in cutting him.
But why would you keep him though, Riddell
contract.
and Jordan Palmer? What's the point of getting number one draft pick? And then here comes Jordan Palmer.
They don't have a lot of receivers on there.
They don't have a lot of receivers. There's the same reason why the Patriots kept N'Keal Harry for as long as they did before they traded him. Like, you spent a first round pick on whether you did it or the guy before you did. You still want to get a return on that investment, whatever you can. And also, most people don't want to just cut a first round pick. It has to be absolutely horrible. You want to get something back for that investment. So even if you're getting a 5th round pick, 6th round pick, at least you're getting something than just outright cutting him.
Yeah, that draft surplus look on cutting a first round pick after 1 year is something that would put that completely into shitter.
Like you were telling us, when you cut him, you are telling us that he is absolutely unplayable.
Yup.
Like, he is horrible.
They got rid of Lance Trey Lance after the second year. He was halfway through a season. Hurt.
No, they didn't. They traded.
Well, they had a replacement.
They had a replacement, and they traded him.
Damn replacement.
And they traded him.
Brock Purdy. So I mean, they were if Brock Purdy didn't exist, they would never cut. They would have had to deal with Trey Lance.
Odell, if you're listening, Odell, we know you like LA. Take your ass to San Diego. I mean, to Chargers, man. Go. Hopefully,
they get before you can join the Chiefs. I mean,
early. Think about this. If they cut Trey Lance, what does that say about? Rather than trading him for the 5th round pick to the Cowboys, if they cut him, what does that say about what Trey Lance is as a football player? It's a generational bust. A generational bust if they cut him.
Yeah, and it's not just that. What is that saying about John Lynch and that Niners scouting department for overriding the guy that you guys have apparently trusted for years to keep a job, even though he can't finish the job.
Well, being real though, Hellfire, let's be real. Lynch has done enough for that organization that one mistake, like he has fleeced a lot of people. Like, he's done enough to where, okay, dude, one guy you didn't work out right, but that ain't gonna kill your whole legacy, man. He's done a lot for that team. Like, they've been a winning team for a very long time. Like, we all know that.
I agree with that too. My thing with it, I feel like the problem with the 49ers and Trey Lance is we heard the noise, and is the exact reason, whether it's fair or not, is the exact reason why people are considering Caleb Williams a generational prospect, and that's the Patrick Mahomes effect. What Patrick Mahomes has did in his first year as a starter, people were like, bro, we need that guy that can extend plays and make plays out the pocket and play this, people say, backyard football type of football for our team. And they thought Trey Lance was going to be that guy. Unfortunately for them, he wasn't.
Are you trying to compare the Trey Lance and Caleb Williams? Like,
no. So the reason why I say that is Trey Lance got overhyped because his skill set matched so close, so closely, but closely to Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes was
That's why he got hyped so much, because they thought he was going to be their Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams is going to be a number one pick regardless, but he's been put in another atmosphere because he shadows Patrick Mahomes. If Mahomes didn't exist, Caleb would still be a first overall pick, but people are not going to go like, this is
let me ask you this question.
They weren't going to say that.
So let me ask you this question. Well, all y'all this question. So how did y'all feel about Trey Lance during that draft process? Did y'all think he was drafted too high? Or
what's the old boy named Wilson? Both of them was too high.
I always felt that, I think we talked about this before, Trey Lance is one of the biggest victims from a sports sense of the pandemic. Because when you look at him, the biggest thing for me is like he didn't play enough. He didn't play
Yeah,
enough.
that was my issue.
So when you're looking at that, and I'm never going to tell a kid to go back to school when there's money to be made on the table, especially when the 49ers traded what? A couple first-round picks, some seconds, all that to go up for the right to select him. That immediately puts pressure on you, right? And the tough part was just the fact that he had to hit. And when you're looking at I for some reason I can't remember who was drafted in front of him, but he had to hit, especially when you're spending that much. And it just either
either Trevor or Wilson.
Yeah,
I think it was Trevor.
So and that's just the tough part was that he had to hit. You spent all that money, you spent all those resources, and it didn't work. And it's already one of the worst draft trades of all time.
Oh yeah.
So,
but here's my thing though: stop trusting these quarterbacks who played in these little ass schools with no actual competition to go against, that they're gonna be great, bro. Like that is
he played North Dakota State though. He played North Dakota State, and
the problem with him,
the problem he just didn't play enough. So he legitimately just was completely unprepared.
Yeah, like North Dakota State is the Alabama of the FCS world when it comes to.
Say what you want. What is it? Carson Wentz was going to win MVP if he doesn't get hurt.
But my thing is this though. But that guy, right? You want to put him on a. And you traded that much for him, right? That's my thing. Like, he's a guy where, okay, we get him in the third round on some Dak Prescott type stuff. Okay, you know what? We might have some here. Let's put him on the bench for a little bit. Let him watch behind somebody. You don't trade that guy as the third overall pick, giving up first round for. Let's be real. I love Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur didn't throw 27-3 in Colorado this past year, and we were talking about how great he was, and when he played for Jackson State, I would be laughing y'all out of a room. Like, stop playing me about Shedeur Sanders.
You know how the draft works
he
early.
Played for Jackson State. Him playing for Colorado and playing some actual competition and doing what he did even then is why we so high on him, and we expect him to have a greater season next year. I look at somebody like Trey Lance, like, you can get a trade. Like it's like getting Brendan Rice at 5 because his dad's Jerry Rice. Like, dog, I understand we like the upside of them, but like you jumping to get somebody like that, knowing you weren't gonna start them from the jump anyway, is like, why would you do that? Why don't you wait for it?
It happens all the time in the draft.
Too often, right.
Yeah, is JJ McCarthy for real a first round pick?
No.
Another thing.
But it's obviously it's the fact that he won a natty. It's the fact that Jim Harbaugh is glazing the hell out of him. It's also the fact that somebody is like, it's also the fact that the Vikings are like, this is our guy from everything that we've seen, and now other teams are like, okay, what do the Vikings see that we don't see? So then now other teams who also need a quarterback. So his value has been inflated than what it actually is.
JJ McCarthy to Trey Lance random for real?
No. But I'm not saying that. But every year we see a guy like this who gets his stock artificially inflated to the point where this time it just happened to be quarterback. Trey Lance, let's just say if they traded all that and drafted Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence was already the number one pick, so there's already pressure with that. But then trading all those assets,
if they drafted Trevor Lawrence, they would have won a Super Bowl.
I can't. If you want to say that, if you want to say that, say that.
Wait. Riddell, what tells you they would have, like, that's my thing. Like, even if you put him in the same position as Brock Purdy, right? What about Trevor Lawrence tells you he would have made the right decisions to get it done in the playoffs? Honestly,
we don't know, but just looking at the pedigree and no Urban Meyer his first year, he could be a completely different player.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on from that, but Yeah. When it comes down to it, Trey Lance was definitely you take a swing and you miss. I feel like they sometimes you can take a swing and you hit though. I mean, they took a swing on Anthony Richardson and the Colts.
I thought that was a bad swing though. That was a really bad swing for the Trey Lance, just because during that COVID year, he didn't want to transfer. Like, remember during the COVID season, if your team couldn't play, you could have transferred to another school. And they asked him, and he refused to transfer. But I thought that was a big red flag. Because I was like, bro, what you mean? Why you don't want to transfer? Like, if he would have transferred, I think scouts would have looked at him like different. Like, he would have transferred went to like, South Carolina or whatever, just some random, some FBS big school. Then I think he would have been evaluated a little bit different. Because, like, I thought that was a red flag. Like, the fact he didn't want to transfer was a red flag to me. I was like, why you don't want to transfer? Like,
But can
why
we be
would
honest?
you-
Trey Lance is 23, so let's not just count him out the water, y'all. I think Trey Lance can beat Dak Prescott. I don't think he beat Patrick Mahomes, but I think Trey Lance, with the right training and the right discipline and waiting his turn, can come out in the next year or two and beat Dak Prescott. I truly believe he could be at least that.
I'll say this early, and then
What
I'll
exactly
be
has he
quiet.
shown you to be
high
that?
praise right
Yeah,
there.
I'll say this though.
He could even
Trey
beat
Lance
out Sam
all in,
Darnold.
if Trey
So
Lance
that's
was
high
all in
praise.
early and everybody in here, we would know about it. Like I'll tell you this: when Mahomes was sitting behind Alex Smith that first year, we were like, they were like, you should see the stuff he's doing in practice. Like if he would like, especially with how Jared Jones loves to talk about his team. If Trey Lance was doing something crazy in practice, that we would definitely know about it. Mind you, the fact that they're going into this contract year and Dak Prescott may not be getting an extension, they're going to let him walk, should probably say something about how they feel, possibly about maybe going against Shador or Trey Lance. But the fact that we haven't heard anything at all about how he's practicing should say something.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm lying about to be Dak Prescott, but I gotta be honest. I've watched the All-22 on Trey Lance, and he does not process the game very well. So for me, like, to even take a chance with him, like, can we have this conversation too? The scouting, like, I know people say you know how we talk crazy, and like a lot of people say you ain't no NFL coach. People tell them what to do. But the truth of the matter is that when you actually, like, we actually sit down and do our due diligence, most of us, to actually watch film, and it's just outstanding that it's just crazy that when you actually see certain players play, and certain players that don't get noticed that end up being great players, and certain players that they hype and then be bad. A lot of times we see it beforehand, and we wonder to ourselves, what did you see to make you do that? Like, what did you see in Zach Wilson to make you do that? What did you see in Trey Lance? What did you see in Jamarcus Russell? Like, these scouts really go out and actually, it's their job to scout, and they get it wrong so often that it's mind blowing. Like, do y'all do due diligence to watch film and figure out who?
I don't think they watch film.
It's an inexact science.
Hold on.
It's an
We're about to say some nasty stuff. They 100% watch film.
It's an inexact science, guys.
They're professionals for a reason. The problem is that the NFL is such a different game. You don't know how they're going to translate. Jamarcus Russell was an effort thing, so he just wasn't a professional. He just couldn't be a professional for the NFL. That quarterback class after Trevor Lawrence was just not good. Like after
well, one of them also got
33. Well,
what?
Yeah, one of them also got ruined. So
who got ruined?
Matt Jones.
I guess he would have been mid at best. But
Randall, come on, man. He got. Come on, he was in a horrible situation, though. Like,
he would have been
no
mid at
quarterback.
best. What do you want from me?
Wasn't just horrible.
If he was on an average team, he would have been bad. So
this is what. No, hold on.
Not even your top level
let me
guys
ask
have been successful there.
Hellfire. Hold on, Riddell. Let me ask you a quick question.
please.
Would Patrick Mahomes be the Patrick Mahomes of today if he was in this exact same situation as?
What does that have to do with what I said?
Would Patrick answer the question? Would Patrick Mahomes be Patrick?
No,
it's not.
Yes, it is. Because
how is it irrelevant?
Because I never said the Patriots season wasn't bad. I said Matt Jones would have been mid at best at any other.
So he would have been Kirk Cousins. That was his comp.
Which New England
that was his comp.
Which if New England would have actually done some effort,
that was his comp. That was his comp.
He did not have. I don't.
That was his comp.
That was his comp.
I saw him play football.
With the
he didn't have the arm strength. He didn't have the accuracy. He didn't read the field nearly as good. His pocket presence wasn't nearly as good.
Stop. You're comparing him to what Kirk Cousins is now.
Doesn't mean jack shit.
Yes,
it doesn't mean nothing.
Riddell,
if you play in the NFL and you're not that guy, then you're not that guy.
He looked like he could be a top 12 quarterback right out the gate because of how good he was with his strengths. It's the fact that the team did not want to do their due diligence.
How are you just disavowing that? How are you just disavowing that?
I didn't disavow it. I didn't say, this never came out of my mouth. Oh, the Patriots situation wasn't that bad. Matt Jones was just bad. I didn't say that. I said Matt Jones, regardless, based off his skills, would have been mid at best.
Riddell, I know you hate it. But I just want to know, so what do you see in Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Whoa. Much faith in him then.
Exactly.
He's not a bad quarterback.
I'm being
Like,
bad. We're not being funny,
That's
Riddell.
not
I'm not
good
being
right
funny,
now.
Riddell. This is like we ain't cracking jokes. I know I'm the jokester, I'm the comedian, but I'm being serious. Like, why do you have so much faith in him though? Because when you actually watch the film on Trevor Lawrence, what do you see when you say you still have faith in him to actually be a top 7, a top 10 quarterback in the NFL on a consistent basis to lead his team or whatever team he plays for to a championship level or to a deep playoff run? What do you see in him?
So from what I've seen from Trevor Lawrence, his rookie year is a wash. It was just a terrible situation. So second year in the NFL, he took this mid-ass Jaguars team to the playoffs. He had some really good games throughout that season. Obviously, in the second half, he really exploded. But the first half, people say that he was bad. He wasn't. That's just a lie. There were some bad games where we were throwing too many interceptions. But overall, it wasn't an outright terrible first half. But the second half was really, really good. And if we're talking about statistically, I mean, his stats were on par with Justin Herbert, which people like to glaze. Then he played Justin Herbert, and it had a historical comeback. When people who have historical comebacks in the playoffs, I will always believe in, because that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen for a quarterback, especially being in your second year in the NFL. Then his third year in the NFL playing the quarterback position.
Stop it right there. So then why you keep shitting on Brock Purdy?
I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I troll. I troll.
You just said it earlier that you feel like, you just said out of your mouth, you feel like if Trevor Lawrence played for the 49ers, they would have won the Super Bowl.
He's for sure better than
and you are part of the Brock Purdy is just the guy. But you just said that if a person comes back, and he came back twice in the playoffs down, you have high faith in them and will never give up on them. So why do you give Brock Purdy the same love you give Trevor Lawrence?
No, I think Purdy should get paid. I think Purdy should get paid. That should definitely move me. That's why I have Purdy ranked over some of your favorite quarterbacks, Dak Prescott. And I give praise to Purdy. The thing is, we recognize that Jaguars roster, 49ers roster are completely different levels of talent. That's just the case, especially when we bring in not only that, but also coaching. So I don't discount Purdy, but I haven't seen elite from Purdy. I will see elite from Purdy once that he has to get paid. Once he has to get paid and that roster's not as elite, then let's see what's going on for Purdy. And then I'll be able to stamp him officially. But as of right now, I think he's good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Hey, Riddell, I think he can win a Super Bowl, but I think he can win one, not named Patrick Mahomes. He got to play Patrick Mahomes again. He's never going to win it just because it's Patrick Mahomes. And it's like almost a Tom Brady invitation. You play Tom Brady, you already know what the outcome might be. So I feel like he can be anybody outside of Patrick Mahomes.
We talk about Trevor
Super Bowl because
Purdy.
Purdy on
the Niners. Yeah.
No, I think let's not act like we didn't watch Super Bowl, dog. They were a couple plays away from beating Patrick Mahomes. So let's not act like that. Let's give the fact that Brock Purdy didn't play a whole first year, and this was his second year. Like, damn, we forget Brock Purdy is 23, 24 years old. Yeah, I ain't got this nigga 30, dog. This is his second year. 30 and 9, his second year. Third in MVP votes, dog. Why don't we treat Purdy with the same, dog? If Purdy was somebody else, dog, we would give him so much uprise and love for what he can be from what he did his second year. But for some reason, we just all assume Purdy's gonna flop after this, and that shit pisses me off. We just all know Purdy.
I'm not discrediting what Brock Purdy did. I'm not discrediting what Brock Purdy did in the Super Bowl. It's just the problem is he played great, but that still wasn't enough to beat that guy.
He's not the reason we won, but not the reason we lost either. That's what we're trying to come to an agreement on.
That's the problem, Eddie. Think about it. Check about how many quarterbacks have played against Patrick Mahomes that's played great and still took an L, and it wasn't enough. Sometimes, bro, you might have to play perfect football, and it still might not be able to beat Patrick Mahomes. We've seen that, of course, the only person to beat Patrick Mahomes twice. Well, two people to beat Patrick Mahomes. That's Tom Brady. Outside of that,
and Joe Burrow.
The quarterback like Josh Allen, he played great times. He's played Patrick Mahomes and still took an L.
But outside of
Joe Burrow, even when he played great the second time, and still took an L. Sometimes, bro, your greatness sometimes might not be enough. Sometimes you may play perfect against Patrick Mahomes, it still not be enough.
But
Pat Mahomes just that guy.
Let's really break down.
You play against that Muhammad Ali type of fighter, you might give the best haymakers, and that might not win.
Let's really break down that film though, right? In the second half,
it's like Patrick Mahomes is just that guy. Right now, it's Patrick Mahomes' world. No matter who you like, you know what I'm saying? It's just somebody might take a couple bounces or a couple fumbles or whatever to go your way to beat him sometime. But that's like, it's like I think Brock Purdy can win. Like I said, no one's debating that Brock Purdy played bad. He played great, but it just wasn't enough to beat that man on the other side of the field, number 15. But I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be who's to say whatever? Like I don't think no one's saying he's gonna be terrible.
But who's to say that?
I got a question. Like, if he gets paid, who you think they're gonna lose? Like, what? 2 players, 3 players on the team? Or,
depends on his contract.
No, with his resume, and let's just say he kind of keeps up what he's been doing, he's gonna get the richest contract in football.
Well,
I mean, basically
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hold on. You want to know why? Because he's right now. Let's just say if they're talking right now, he's like, I've never not been in the NFC Championship game. That's what Brock Purdy can say. I've never not been there.
That doesn't mean you get the richest contract.
I think I really think Brock Purdy gonna take a. Now listen, 45. Even if he get a 42, that's still a lot for Brock Purdy. But I think he's gonna take a friendly deal. I think I really do believe that.
Guys, he was the last pick in the draft. He was the last pick in the draft. He's gonna take all the money he can. Because this is because what I'm worried about is I just want y'all to be like, I don't want
nothing about Brock Purdy says he want to be the richest nigga in football, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You say richest contract in football every time a quarterback gets paid. It's the richest.
Yeah, they deserve it though. Like what?
I don't think you'll get that.
Because this is my problem. This is where I'm sitting there. Okay, when Herbert got his money, when all of them got their money, you can say he did. You can say he deserved it or not. He's the last pick in the draft. He wants all the money. Okay. He's going to want all the money.
He's going to get a lot of money regardless.
No. Why? Okay. Why would he?
What number he asking for? What numbers he asking for? Ray?
Whatever he can get.
He's saying he's taking max.
He's not, bro. He's not. I guarantee I guarantee you, he'll take a $40 million flat and keep it moving, bro.
That when he can
because if y'all think Brock Purdy is who y'all think he is, I don't think Brock Purdy's gonna handicap the team where he can't get nobody else. So now it's all on me. I just don't believe he'll do that. He'll say, you know what? I'll take 38 or 40 just because I want to resign Chris McCaffrey because I need him. I want to resign Brent Ayuk because I need him. Like I think he'll do that.
Hold on, real quick. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go right there.
He ain't fucking Aaron Rodgers.
First of all, first things first. Early, he's not taking less than Daniel Jones. Let's start right there, because y'all can get mad at me all I want. I said this last year when they paid him. Once Daniel Jones started making 40, that was the floor. Why would he take 40 when he can make 60? Why would he take that? Why would
he ain't taking 60? And even now, 40 was 3 years ago, bro. That ain't as much now. If he take 45 and 50,
why would he take 40 at all, Early? Why would he do it when he's made no money as the last pick in the draft? Why would he take that money?
Because you know why? You know why? Because today's NFL contracts, thanks to, and I'll give him this, Kirk Cousins, I can take a 45 a year deal.
They don't have to pay Brock Purdy.
Listen to me. Listen up. I can take a 45 a year deal and get fully guaranteed. So now, even though we didn't give you 60 a year, my nigga, we fully guaranteed you 45 a year for 4 years, dog. That's a different ball game.
Take less than what you've earned.
He's not taking it. He's not taking
it. Why would he take 45?
Wait, what is? Bro,
why would he take 45? Like Brandon's saying that the 49ers don't have to pay because there's no market for it, then cut Purdy. Then cut Purdy and see what happens. Cut Purdy and see what happens with 49ers.
No. That's so dumb. Hold on. The 49ers, the NFL universe realized that 49ers roster is stacked as hell. So Brock Purdy doesn't have the leverage you think he is.
Exactly.
Imagine if Jimmy G was like, "Oh, give me max because I keep on going to the NFC Championship."
Exactly.
People are like, "Who do you think you are?" Like
you're forgetting that this is
because the 49ers will say, "Okay, hey guys, Brock Purdy says 40. I want $55 million." The 49ers will say, "Go get it somewhere else.
Leverage.
Go get it somewhere else. Let's see you and then you'll come back here after you don't get that 45 nowhere else.
Why
and
you'll
take 45 from us and the good team.
Value for a top
He's not
quarterback?
gonna take
Why
low
would he
market
take
back.
40? Why would he make
But
less
if
than
I'm
Kirk
giving you
Cousins?
fully guaranteed
Why would
money
he make
too,
less
that's
than
a
Kirk
different ball
Cousins?
game. Random?
Why would he take less than Kirk Cousins?
Exactly.
Why would he take less than Kirk Cousins?
To the
Kirk
49ers to
Cousins
two
actually
AFC.
has a friendly deal.
No way.
He does.
He
Kirk
does.
does have a friendly deal.
He does.
How much is he making a year?
45.
Like, what,
Why would
45?
he take less than Kirk Cousins?
He's not taking less than Kirk Cousins.
All of that is front loaded.
I just
Why would he
said
take
so.
less
He's
than
asking
Herbert?
for 45.
Falcons don't
That's
have
a good
to pay
number.
anybody.
No, that's
What
a
are we
good
talking
team
about? You're
number.
gonna ask for
That's a
$55
good
million.
team number, not a
Right.
good number. That's a good team number, not a good number for Purdy.
And you know what they'll do? They'll do the same thing Jerry Jones did to Dak. They'll do the same
Jerry Jones paid Dak
owners do the
twice.
quarterback they don't know about. The same thing the
Jerry Jones
Commanders
paid
did
Dak
the
twice
for like
early.
4 seasons. We're gonna franchise you, because I'm not finna
Jerry
give you
Jones
that
paid
much
Dak
money. Oh, we'll just
twice
let you go.
early.
We'll let
Jerry
you
Jones
go.
paid Dak
Who would you
twice.
cut? Random. Who
Let's
would you
go.
cut on the team to pay Purdy?
Whoever needs to be cut. It's not my job.
Name
John
some-
Lynch
not-
will figure it
name
out.
some Names. I need you to name some names.
Why
bro.
would I name
Please.
Who are
names?
we cutting to pay Purdy?
Nick
Please.
Bosa
You
can't stay
got
healthy.
to. You have to. You have to
Nick
cut
Bosa
people.
because he can't stay healthy.
You cut Nick
What?
Bosa?
What?
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Whatever
Oh,
I gotta
what?
do.
Crazy.
That's a trade. Like, I say
There is
Debo
other
or-
names he could have said instead
the
of
same
him.
way y'all are acting like when they pay top quarterbacks, people don't gotta go. I don't know who they are. I don't know who's
There
making
is-
the most
there
money
is
on the
specific
49ers. I'm not looking at their
quarterbacks that
cap.
can do that.
I'm not
Purdy's
looking
not
at their
that.
cap. But y'all say he doesn't have the leverage, but
You don't.
when he can legitimately say right now, we don't know how else he's gonna play. Because what if he gets better? What if he keeps going to NFC?
Then he can come get the
games?
bag later.
No, he
Okay.
does. Y'all are sitting. No, this is what I'm talking about early. If you were Brock Purdy, you're taking 45 when you could be making 60.
Yeah, he's going to get.
Where you
he's
making?
gonna ask-
Hold up, y'all. Where the fuck is he making $60 million at? You tell me.
Because that's a going rate for top. That's a going
Tell
rate for
me where
quarterback.
he's making 60.
From
Random.
the 49ers
Tell me.
because they're paying
All
them.
right, you're lying.
The
You're lying.
quarterback market. The quarterback
lying.
market.
Anybody here say he making 60 from the 49ers?
So the quarterback market. That's
Exactly,
why.
bro.
That's why
Exactly.
you make more money. So the
Okay,
quarterback
then
market
we're gonna
doesn't
play.
exist
We're gonna play
early.
chicken. We're gonna play chicken. Hey, you think you can get 60? Go see if you can get it. And when I
So the
know you won't
quarterback
get it,
market
come back
doesn't
and holler at
exist
me about a
early.
real price.
Early. So the quarterback market doesn't exist.
For elite franchise level
Exactly.
quarterback.
What are you talking
Please,
about?
Kirk Cousins was making top money when he was an elite
45
franchise. Man. What are
million
we
is
talking
not
about?
60. What are we talking
45
about?
million is not elite.
No, he was making that before, and then the thing got up. The quarterback market goes up. It always goes up.
What
So what
Kirk
the fuck-
Cousins did, if you do your research, what Kirk Cousins did because he played for the Commanders and he was taking care of his body, spending $1 million like LeBron, and he was getting them franchise.
What almost every
He was
quarterback
betting
does.
on himself, getting franchise
What
tags.
almost every
He was the
quarterback does.
first man to get a fully guaranteed deal. When you get fully guaranteed, which you're not listening to what I'm saying, when you get a fully guaranteed deal, if you tell me I'm gonna give you guaranteed $100 million, that's different from $60 million, but it's flaws and fleas and oh yeah, you can't do this, you gotta have this many yards, and like that's a different ball game. If I can guarantee Purdy 45 a year for 4 years,
Why would he take
everything's
45?
guaranteed.
Why
He'll
would he
say
take
that. I take
45
that.
when he can make more
I
money?
take that. I
He's
take
not
that.
made any money at all in the NFL. Why would he take 45?
He'll take 180 fully guaranteed. You talking crazy?
Why would he
You're
take
crazy
when he
right
can make
now.
more?
Let Andrew go. Let Andrew go.
Go ahead.
You do know if they do franchise tag, it's going to be 50 million.
I'm here.
45, 50 million.
That's
So-
why I think they do it.
So he's going to want 60. So if they franchise tag him again, the franchise tag is going up for QBs. So he's going to want that $60 back.
That's
He's
why I
gonna
don't
want
think they do that. I think they sit him down and say, we'll give you a fully guaranteed deal. He takes that because at the end of the day, y'all, the way y'all talk about Purdy, and we acting like he gonna get 60 million, I hear you. But the way I talk about Purdy, and the way that the consensus on Purdy is that you had a good team, anybody that is a decent quarterback could have did that. So the 49ers are going to use that. Hey, man, since the moment you came in here, we not only believed in you and gave you a chance, we built a top-tier roster around you.
He also earned it with this play.
We also need to keep some players to keep you being good.
He
And keep
also
you
earned
healthy.
it with this
Now, if
play.
he won an MVP and won a Super Bowl, now
He
you
also
actually
earned it
60.
with his play. He's the best quarterback Shanahan has ever had. He's the best one.
exactly.
Best one he's ever had.
That's not saying much. I mean,
Okay, but he's earned it with his play. What are we doing here?
Actually, he's not better than Matt Ryan. Hell, fucking no, he's not better than Matt Ryan.
Since he was head coach, oh my bad. Do you want me to qualify? He's the best quarterback.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so Shanahan
I'm
ever had
not
since he was head
saying much.
coach.
You have Jimmy G, Brock Purdy.
It don't matter.
Like,
He's the best
okay,
one.
like,
He's the best
He's better
one.
than Jimmy G.
He's the best one. Why would he take so far below market money, whether it was guaranteed or not? Why would he take that? Why would he take that?
Random. You might be a shake the cup nigga, but Birdie not getting no $60 million. I promise
you. That.
You might go into it, and if you his manager, you might say, "We gonna get you 60," and you will get that man feelings hurt. I promise you that. If you was his manager and you think we gonna fleece the 40 for 60, you will get his feelings hurt.
Ask for 40 when he can legitimately say, "I'm better in the playoffs than Kirk Cousins." He can legitimately say that. I've done more. I've led my team to the Super Bowl. What has Kirk Cousins done? What has Kirk Cousins done?
You just that
matters though.
That matters. That literally matters.
Have the 49ers for a while now have one of the best rosters in the NFL. When you sign Purdy, when you try to sign Purdy with a max contract, that means some of that star talent that helps make this roster one of the best rosters in the NFL is heavily diminishing. Yes.
Okay.
That does with every quarterback that gets the top deal.
Hey, for example, Tua is about to get paid. Tua is about to get paid. We all know how you feel about Tua. He's about to get the bag. So regardless how you feel about QB, so Tua's gonna get the bag.
He's about to get the bag. That gotta just stop saying this shit. I look at Dak Prescott. They gave Dak a $220 deal, only $140 guaranteed.
To build the 49ers out. It's not his job. That's not his job at all.
To do what's the best for the team. That's not my job.
Don't sit Purdy down and say, "I give you 45 guaranteed."
Okay,
why would he take 45 when he can make more?
He's not gonna say deal.
Why would he take deal? He can make more.
So then let him walk. What's that backup plan? They have no backup plan.
45.
Because you saying
especially from somebody who literally has the worst contract.
The backup plan is this year's draft. Like that's the backup plan. It is some niggas in this year's draft that we can get, and we think we that good. Then we might as well get another rookie who we think could be good, and then put another team around them.
Then go get him. Then go get him. If you don't believe in Brock Purdy, go get him.
Might take $45 million a year to join the 49ers. I'm gonna be honest.
Then go get him. Then go get him. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Go get him.
So that goes before that, bro. He's gonna want more than.
Backup plan was to get Tom Brady to play, and that backup plan was not going to happen. So they were stuck with getting Purdy, and they were stuck with.
But you know what's up? But even you say Dak, hold on. Even you say Dak, right? Dak came to the Dallas organization before everything went down and gave them a team-friendly deal. They didn't even want to pay that. So now when I come back, now I bust you in the head. So if Brock Purdy comes to them and says, "Hey guys, if y'all give me 45, 4 years guaranteed," and they say no, now I come back and bust you in the head. We ain't got no choice.
Friendly deal early. Why would he? Most quarterbacks don't.
Why would he not?
Most quarterbacks don't. Herbert did it.
Yeah,
Burrow
most
did
quarterbacks
it.
don't.
Hurts did it.
Tom Brady did it.
Why would he?
No, Patrick Mahomes just restructured his contract to get him boy $24 million.
He's a literal exception.
Let's be very clear. Burrow restructured his contract to help.
And so did Patrick Mahomes. So free up 20-something million.
You're talking about the exception. Most quarterbacks, when they get paid, they want all the money.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Brock Purdy gonna sign the biggest deal and then have no help around him. You're crazy.
That's not his job, bro. That's not his job.
At the end of the day, those quarterbacks that are asking for all those money are good enough to ask for those money because they're MVP, elite level franchise level quarterbacks.
Super Bowl.
Or two.
Hurts got his money, and he went to one Super Bowl, one playoff run. Jalen Hurts, but he got his money.
Yeah, after he got paid, what happened?
That's not okay. Who cares? He still got his money.
So Brock Purdy's gonna get his money.
It's not the player's job to bail out the organization because they decided to give him the money. We act like we haven't seen mediocre quarterbacks get top quarterback money before.
All right, random. I'm asking you this question right now. You too, Andrew. Are you paying Purdy $50 million a year?
Yes.
Yes. Are you asking me as a GM? You asking me as a GM about the players?
As a GM, yes.
No, if you are first of all, you're the GM of the 49ers and you have to build your team moving forward. No, not $50 million a year because Random said top of the dollar money. Are you paying him top of the quarterback money?
You want to know why? Because I don't want to wait. This is what I'm thinking. I want to pay him as early as top quarterback money in 2016 compared to top quarterback money in 2028. Right now, they top quarterback money in 2028. How many
years you got left?
The longer you wait, the higher the price is. The longer you wait, the higher the price is.
Year coming up.
So he has what, 1 more year? I'll give him an extension.
He has $1.1 million left in his contract for this year, and then his projected market value as of right now is 40.
So Kirk
He's
Cousins
gonna make more.
I give him
He's gonna make
I give
more
him
than
value
that.
40. Look
He's
like
gonna
Early
make
and
more
Mia
than that.
talking
He's
sense
gonna
right
make more
now.
than 40. I'm telling you that right now.
Cousins, right?
I give
Kirk
him
signed a
Relevant. I
$180
give
deal.
him.
$100 million is guaranteed, right? Right. If we come to Brock Purdy and say, "No, we'll give you the same Kirk Cousins deal," but
He's
we'll
gonna say
guarantee
no. He's
your
going to
contract
say no.
like
He's
that.
going to say no to that contract.
I'll be honest, Purdy, you'd be dumb as hell to say no. If you
He will say no to that contract because he can get more.
Team-friendly contract? Come on, bro.
Why would he? Why would any player take a team-friendly contract?
Because
Why?
they trying to
No.
win.
Who
That's why
cares?
you're
It's not his
scoring.
job. It's not his job to make
To
sure.
win?
No,
What
it's
is
not
his job? What is
It's
his
not
job?
his
if it's
job
not
to construct
win?
the team.
What are we talking about?
Why are you bailing out the organization because they're doing that? Why are you bailing them out?
How good do you
Exactly,
think Brock Purdy is?
Hey,
How good do you think Brock Purdy
It
is?
doesn't matter how good. It's what
How-
he can negotiate
It doesn't matter
for.
how good Brock Purdy is.
yeah, it's not how we feel about
All right.
like Randall. How we feel about him, how we feel about him, but
How we feel about
he's
how we feel
gonna
about
get
him.
his money. Yeah, he's gonna get his money. Like, to me, I would give him an extension just because I don't want to have that Dak Prescott problem like Dallas had when they didn't want to give. They could have given him an extension. Was it 2 years ago instead of waiting out till his contract end? They give him that big lump sum of money. Like, that's what I would do. I'll give him the extension. But how much the extension is, I would give it to him.
So,
I
Andrew,
wouldn't want to wait.
you're maxing Purdy.
Okay,
If it goes
me
back to school
personally,
again, I probably have to.
Let Andrew answer. Let Andrew answer.
okay, how I feel about Purdy personally, I
Purdy's
wouldn't
better
do
than
it. But I
Tannehill,
know,
Brandon. That's why you're dumb.
but I know that's not how it works. Like, personally, I wouldn't give him that kind of money. But I know how the market in the NFL works when it comes to quarterback. They're going to pay him.
So watch this. Go ahead. We'll go over there. Watch it. I'm gonna say something after you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I don't even want to put mid on him, but what quarterback with the stacked team, got top of the quarterback money the next year? What you want to say? Jalen Hurts? Do you think Jalen Hurts good?
I wouldn't go that far, but he's not bad. Like he can get to the promised land. I'm not saying
No, I
he's
think
terrible.
he's good. I think he's good enough to win you a Super Bowl, but I do think.
And you got
walk-on
headphones
is
in?
Great.
Your mic's a little funny. You got headphones in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, take them
Well,
off. You might just
People
talk.
turn down fully guaranteed on $1 billion deals all the
Oh,
time.
okay,
We were making fun of Dennis Schroeder because that's what he did. All right.
okay, I'm about to
If he can get
I'm
more,
about to go
why
back
would
to
he take
that.
what? Why would he
Good.
take the first
All right,
offer? Why would he take the first offer from the team when he can make more?
So here's my thing though. Here's my thing. What's so funny, right? In 2018, 6 years ago, Kirk Cousins signed the only in NFL history fully guaranteed contract, $3,084,000 guaranteed. Right? 6 years later, he signs a 180, $100 million guaranteed. If we know football, he'll probably never see that 80 million ever. Ever. At 35 years old, he'll probably never touch that 80 million of that 180 contract because only 100 is guaranteed. So we're saying 6 years later, Kirk Cousins signed a deal where he basically got 60 million more than what he did for a 4-year deal. He got 60 million more than what he did with an $84 million fully guaranteed contract. And at that time, that contract was outrageous because, again, it was fully guaranteed. You're going to look me in my eyes and tell me that if Brock Purdy comes and they sit down and they say, look, Brock, we love you. We love what you did for us. We love that you were a 6th-round pick and you came up. You're like our little Tom Brady. You missed the relevant, whatever, that 7th-round pick, whatever. Look, dog, we will give you a $45 million fully guaranteed contract for the next 4 years. We'll be able to put some pieces around you, keep some guys that we already have, add more to the defense, and in the next 4 years, we can have a possibility to get to the Super Bowl at least 2 more times to get this thing going. He'll say, nah, I need more. Stop it.
Before you go, let me read these super chats. Prodigy with the $2 super chat. Purdy gonna take what they give him to keep the team. And then Jay Smith. So this can lead to what you got to say, Random. $2 super chat. Random. What team would give Purdy max money?
Obviously, this is contingent on what else he does by the time he's up for an extension. If he keeps doing what he's been doing, which is at the least getting to the NFC Championship game. No matter how you like it, no matter how you don't like it, how he plays, how he wears it. Every time he goes, that's leverage for him. He's like, I played good enough to get us to at least the Super Bowl or the doorstep to the Super Bowl. You get what you earn. You get what you can negotiate for. So right now, hold on, early. We are legitimately sitting here wondering when Kirk Cousins got his contract off a torn Achilles at the age of 35. We literally sitting here, we should put whatever suit Kirk Cousins' agent is going should be hung up in the Hall of Fame because that dude is working. That dude's putting in work. For a guy who only has one playoff win, you can throw the stats at me all you want. When Brock Purdy,
that's so nasty.
What he's done.
Bro.
Yes, that is important though. It's not
No,
just
it's
me.
Not. It really isn't. It really
yes,
isn't.
Yes, it is. Yes,
No,
it is.
not.
When
No,
he's not giving you the playoff success to make to show when he's not giving you the playoff success to earn the money that he's gotten.
Well, give him a roster to do that then.
But see what y'all missing though is that even with last year Jalen Hurts contract, he got 255, right?
Yeah.
My nigga, he only had 126 guaranteed. His first few years, his first few years, we looking at 13 million. We looking at 21 million, 31 million. And then until 2029 when he's a $97 million cap hit. And I guarantee he'll never see that. Because they'll restructure it and redo it again.
If he keeps this up.
Well, hold on. Let Hellfire go. What were you saying?
No, from what Early was saying, that $97 million cap hit could potentially get restructured by the end of the line also.
Come on, thank you, dog. They push it so far. Like, y'all look at these numbers and y'all think that's what he got.
Of course I do, but
a $255 million contract and you only get 125 guaranteed, my nigga. That's like when you win the lotto and you win 900 million and you only gonna walk home 400 million. You ain't getting all that money. 126 guaranteed.
This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. First of all, y'all are acting like Brock Purdy was making money before this. He's making 7th round money. The last pick,
and that's the reason why he ain't gonna break the bank.
Why would he
never seen nothing?
Stop it. First thing first, when Brady got it, when his first chance at the deal, Hellfire can tell you, did not take all the money. His first chance at the bag, he took all the money the first time, and then after that, he started taking less. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And even back then, people were using the same argument for Tom Brady that they were using for Brock Purdy right now. What are we talking about? Why would he not take?
But also, Tom Brady won the Super Bowls. He won them.
It don't
That's
matter.
a different ball. Like, winning a Super Bowl, not winning is a different ball game when we're negotiating contracts, Randall.
Am I lying?
And look what happened. Tom Brady didn't take some massive contract, and the Patriots what?
Yeah, and then also
the first time he was over money, he took all the money. What are we talking about?
And
Brady, first things first.
Believe it or not, the narrative was that Brady wanted to take the pay cuts. The majority of the pay cuts he took, he didn't want to do it.
Well, you got to do that.
And you know why? You know why? Because I promise you, Kraft and Bill Belichick sat his ass down and said, "Hey, look here, my guy. You were a 6th round draft pick, and just like Brock Purdy, we put hella talent around you. You did not win that next Super Bowl in them first couple years. We help you win that by putting the right team around you.
And
so,
his first
do us a favor and take the deal so we can continue to put winners around you and we continue to win.
Took all the money the first time.
I was saying the same exact thing to Purdy.
Took all the money the first time.
Yeah, he did.
Guess what? And guess what, Early? Even when he took the pay cuts, the Patriots did not support him the way they could. Trying out Aaron Dobson, Cambrell Tompkins, all right? A serial killer who couldn't even last up to his first contract. The best thing he ever gave him was Gronk, a converted quarterback. What are we talking about? Now you're looking at it in hindsight because it worked.
In 2007, they got him Randy, bro, and he broke the NFL record the same year. Like, stop it, dog.
The one time,
he always had a stout defense. Don't do that, dog. Always had a stout defense.
So always using Wes Welker. So the only reason we're blazing Julian Edelman is because it worked. The only reason, because Ocho Cinco didn't work. Ocho Cinco didn't work at all. Albert Hayesworth didn't work. Deion Branch the second time didn't work. Brandon Lloyd didn't work. Hellfire, am I lying? Am I lying right now? Did any of those work?
Lloyd was a mixed bag. There were moments where he
and Deion Branch did work the second time. Stop lying. He worked both times. Stop it.
Deion Branch worked. Wes Welker worked.
Deion Branch left.
Julian Edelman worked. Let's be real. If Hernandez doesn't have the situation, dog, he is going down in history as the top 10 tight end, dog.
We don't know that.
Like he wasn't that guy.
Because the guy was too busy killing people on his off time.
Oh my God.
What are we talking about?
Very nasty.
You can't blame the
nasty.
I'm not blaming the Patriots for that. But
then why bring
when Urban Meyer walks up, when Urban Meyer walks up to Bill Belichick and says, "Don't draft him."
So since we're delving down this disgusting line of work, there is some blame the Patriots had to have for this situation because they could have sent Hernandez off to therapy and they could have gotten Hernandez to some form to try and help him with what he was going through. Of course, the effects of CTE are going to hit when they hit. Of course they are. But certain aspects of it mentally, the Patriots could have tried to do more than what they did. All that they did was have Deion Branch essentially be his half-assed babysitter and ask him if he's okay, if things are all right, because the two of them were neighbors. The two of them have had a close relationship. But that was all.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was what New England did. They didn't do enough. They could have sent him off to therapy and counseling, try and help him out with some of the stuff. Because at the end of the day, some of the issues that he had could have been avoided.
Could they have done better? I agree. Anytime a tragic situation happens, the people around him could have done better. But ultimately, you did it. So you only can blame the Patriots so much as an organization for someone doing a terrible action.
But even with this though, Randall,
that's what stopped him from playing the game, Javonte. That's what stopped him from playing the game was what he was doing off the field. What are we talking about?
Random, even with this, the last situations have shown you, if Brock Purdy is even smart and he looked into that in history, the last situations have shown you when you, as a quarterback, take all the money and leave nothing left for anybody else, what happens? Aaron Rodgers. The next year, you look terrible and you end up getting traded and going to another team because you literally ate the bag up to where Adams couldn't eat. When you look at Patrick Mahomes, he won a Super Bowl, but what did he do? Immediately the next year, he comes to the meeting room and said, "Hey guys, let's restructure this contract because I cannot go through that ever again where I'm by myself and I have to win a Super Bowl by my damn self on offense." Literally, he did it himself. So if Brock Purdy is smart, he'll see the history and how it folds and go, "Hey man, if I take all the money and be greedy, I'm going to be
smart early." Most quarterbacks take all the money. Kyler Murray took all the money. What are we talking about?
The Cardinals suck.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the Cardinals' fault for not finding a way to do it around them. Why am I blaming the quarterback? Because they decided to give Kyler Murray the money, so it is their job to make a good team around the money that they gave Kyler Murray. That is not.
I'm sorry. I know we don't engage in. I know we don't engage with the troll bullshit, but Cats, Belichick not being able to draft receivers was actually the biggest knock when looking at evaluating his draft picks. When looking at draft capital versus draft surplus, he did not have a single hit at wide receiver that was not the name of Julian Edelman. He did not have a hit on it at all.
The fact that Julian Edelman is the best receiver that he drafted was a converted quarterback. He started at the cornerback before receiver. What are we talking about?
Edelman's still great in the NFL.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and do we also think Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl if he stayed with the Patriots?
He doesn't.
Do we think Tom wins the Super Bowl hellfire if he stayed with the Patriots?
My bad. What did you ask me earlier?
Do we think Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl if he stayed with the Patriots?
No.
Honestly, I'm not sure because
let's not act like he didn't go to a stacked Tampa Bay team to win, my man. And history shows you, dog, you need a team.
Nobody's saying. I never said Tom Brady could do it by himself.
The first half of 2020, that 2020 season, by default, wherever he would have went, he would have been playing with a torn MCL. So that always takes into account. So with that New England team plus that, he probably would not have won.
To shift topics a little bit. So the title of this episode is NFL team needs before the 2024 draft. So we can kind of quickly go through like all the teams and we'll kind of just go one by one and just kind of talk about their needs. Starting off with the Chicago Bears. I mean, y'all want to just go one by one, so I'll start early, random, hellfire. Is that how y'all want to do it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll start off with the Bears. I mean, their need. Oh, before I start off, shout out Drink More Water with the $2 super chat. What did Dallas give Romo after his first contract? Anybody know?
I have to go back and look. I don't have Tony Romo stuff off the top of my head.
All right. Well, you look up that. The Bears, I mean, they need a quarterback. This roster is extremely talented from wide receiver to running back. You could argue offensive line. I do think Darnell will pan out moving forward. The offensive line wasn't that bad last year. It was average at best, but it wasn't like dog water.
$100 million. This year's $108 million, by the way.
Bet. But yeah, I would go quarterback, obviously, maybe offensive line. Other than that, they have a really good roster. So next,
They got rid of Fields, so yeah, they need a quarterback.
facts. All right, early want to do Washington?
Of course, got to do my hometown. I'm gonna keep saying it. I think they should have never got rid of Sam Howell. I think he will eventually take Geno's spot, and he will make DK Metcalf a top 5 receiver. But I do believe that now that they got rid of Sam Howell because they're preparing for a quarterback, they have to get a quarterback. Quarterback. They need a quarterback. They can get O-line later. They need a quarterback to solidify that position. May or Daniels because they won't get Caleb, but they need a quarterback for sure because the O-line, you can't draft O-line at number 3, and not even a little bit. Or trade down, go get a Penix later. But I'm just saying they need a quarterback though.
Yeah, I agree. So hints of saying that Jaden Daniels is going to be the consensus number 2 pick.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
that. I think what they want is another. They want to redo a history and get another. I think I've always said Daniels. I compare him to Robert Griffin III, RG3, and I think they want another hit at that, and I think they're going to do that.
So to answer Trick Marwater's question, after they gave Tony Romo that contract, that's when they drafted that nasty offensive line. Was it Travis Frederick, Zach Martin? Obviously, Des Bryant was coming to his own. DeMarco Murray had his crazy year. Then they got him, Zeke after that. Sean Lee was getting into his own, even though that was when he was going to start getting hurt. Rolando McClain. Like, the thing is, after you decide to give your quarterback that much money, it is your job now as an organization to find a way around that. I understand the Cowboys didn't win, but they found ways around that to keep the team just as good. So
they more so lucked out because a lot of their players were young, so they didn't have to pay for them. Kind of similar to the Falcons situation. 49ers are not that same situation. These guys are not young. They are old, and they have to be paid, and they are paid right now. Ayuk also has to get paid. So this is not the same situation.
And Brock Purdy needs those weapons, y'all. He needs those weapons. He's not about to just clean the damn cabinet and don't have nothing. He ain't about to just clean the cabinet, making the big dish and have no sides. He is going to try to do something to help everybody else out because he needs the help. I'm trying to get back to the Super Bowl.
Y'all are saying he's going to take 40, and he's not going to take 40.
So why can't I take 40? But Brandon, why
because you're looking at it. You're looking at it.
Listen to this. Why can't I take 45 now, right? And then go win a Super Bowl next 3 years, and then
you don't know if you're going to win a Super Bowl. You don't know that. You don't know that.
You definitely don't know that if the roster's not good enough.
So my thing, I'm sitting there.
Yo,
what's up, P5? Especially when I have not made any money in the NFL because I'm legitimately. He was Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, which means he is making the bottom amount of money that a draft pick can make. Yes. Why would he take 45 when he can negotiate for more? Why would he take 40 when he can negotiate? Because you're looking at it from a team perspective. You're forgetting about what Brock Purdy wants. We can hope that Brock Purdy's like, you know what? I'll take less money to do that. But guess what? He's probably, because if I just want to look at all of NFL history or whatever, he's probably going to take more than we even think. Because even right now, I don't think Kirk Cousins deserved his contract, especially coming off an Achilles. But that's what he was able to negotiate.
But Purdy, okay, I don't know why you have this mindset, Random, and we'll get back to the team needs thing. But if you go from $2 million a year to $40 million a year, why wouldn't he be happy?
45 million a year because he can probably get more. He can probably get more.
But you're acting like random where if you start
either
from
the 49ers,
bottom,
depending on how he plays, or another team
for the top, bruh. You start from the bare bottom. You'll be happy.
It's kind of tough with quarterbacks. Are always going to get paid so much money. Just
if they're good enough.
So he should just take a $20 million.
Depends on how valuable they are to their team.
He's just making $2 million. That's what you're basically. That's why we argue with. That's why we were arguing with Bama when Bama was saying you should take 35 just because he's a 7th round pick, which is dumb.
That's too low. The value of Purdy is 45.
But you're not gonna tell me he won't take. No, I promise you, if they give him the Kirk Cousins deal, he's gonna take it, y'all.
I don't think so.
That's a lot of money.
I don't think so. He's gonna take more. His agent's gonna be like, no, man, you've accomplished more than Kirk Cousins has done in your short career.
So nasty. All right, the number 3 pick is the Patriots. Random or Hellfire? Who wants it? Who's the
Hellfire? This is officially your squad.
Okay.
Yeah, Random's not a Patriots fan. Don't let him lie to you.
All right,
I never said I was.
For New England, I know people say quarterback, but I've got reservations for why I want him to sit on this. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, offensive tackle, edge rusher, could use some linebacker depth, could use some corner depth. They have needs across the board, and more so on the offensive side of it. But knowing the fact that they were not able to attract enough free agency wise, more of it's going to come from the draft than what I wanted to. So everything that I listed, they do need, but the general consensus around talking the sport is that New England's going to be lacking a quarterback, even though I have my reservations as to why they need to sit on it.
I mean,
I think that defense is a lot better than Hellfire's willing to give it credit for.
It's just the fact
I
that
agree.
it's the fact that they need a.
I think the obvious pick is
Depth is
quarterback.
what I
in New
think
England,
needs
me
to be
personally.
I think it's very rare that you're up here.
There's not much.
Hellfire.
It's a very
rare,
obvious pick
yeah.
for the Patriots to take a quarterback. Very obvious.
It's very rare that
It's
you're
not
up here.
very not according to why I'm
Quarterback
it's very obvious.
quarterback, receiver,
And
and
at that
tackle.
point,
I would give
if you don't know, trade down and address every other need.
Like, here's my thing with the Patriots, though, because like they signed Jacoby Brissett, right? And the Patriots are kind of in a spot where they can draft any position, and it's a need, right? It fills a need. My thing is, you have a top 3 pick. I think Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams are both like elite quarterback prospects, and if you have a chance to get those two, to get Drake May in particular, because apparently Daniels is going to go number 2 in some people's minds, or even if you have a chance to get Daniels, I mean it's very rare that you're up here to have a top 3 pick in a very talented top heavy quarterback class, and if the most important position in football is quarterback, and if you can find the franchise quarterback, that is something that every team in the league wants to do, no matter how bad the rest of the team is, I think. And I think, and because it's the most important position on the field, and you're never going to win without that franchise quarterback, or at least you're never going to reach where you want to without that franchise level guy. And the Patriots are in a rare spot where they have a chance to get that guy. And I don't know why they would ever pass that up.
Guy up to fail by getting him at 3 and giving him the expectation.
That's
to
every
most away. And that is
Hellfire,
not.
come on, bro.
That's
well,
not,
then you know what? That's all on the organization and how they coach him up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they
it's not
coach
what
him
the
up.
team needs, and it's not what the brand new
is
head
what the
coach
team
needs.
needs.
What the brand new head coach needs in a market that already struggles to accept that there's a need for patience, and a market that already struggles to accept that there's more than one kind of head coach. That's not what's needed.
No, Hellfire, this is what I'm talking about. You're
They
saying
need a reality check.
most top quarterbacks are going to bad situations, especially if it's places where they've won, where all those things happen. Okay. But if you can I'd rather just get the quarterback and figure it out than be the other way around, where you're just where you're like the Colts and you just keep shooting. They got lucky to find, and hopefully getting lucky. I'd rather just find the quarterback and then you build from there, because you fix everything else, and then by the time maybe you find the quarterback, maybe unless she's just somehow.
And then there's also another part of this that people are not understanding. We're projected to have the worst record in the league, whether we get the quarterback or not.
And that's fine.
Then you have your
No.
Then you have your quarterback.
Then you have your quarterback for the future.
No, for this guy
hold
that
on,
yet again is getting generational talent hype. Is Caleb 8 the only one getting it? That's not acceptable.
Drake May is a pretty close QB2 in my opinion. I don't think it's
May is really good.
Crap.
Drake May is a really good quarterback that a lot of people are high on.
He's going number 1 last year.
If you can get a quarterback like that, that's obviously going to be good. It depends on how you're losing. Like if you are losing and you're just getting blown out and it's not even competitive, that's one thing. One thing that we recognize, even from the Patriots, the like at least 2 years ago, last year sometimes, is that their defense was still performing. It's just that offense was doing nothing. Kind of similar to the Jets in that sense. Now, when it comes to the Patriots, if they come out with Drake May and you see flashes, you see potential, that's
all you need.
And now this is where we got to improve on here, because this is guy moving forward. Then that's a good thing for your organization.
The
draft is not just one round. You're gonna draft offensive linemen later rounds. You're gonna draft receivers later rounds. I mean that's what a draft is. It's multiple rounds of building up the roster.
Yes. Now, I don't hate trading down and getting more picks if you like Penix, if you like Nix, or even if you like JJ McCarthy.
If we're trading down, we're going offensive tackle. We're not touching quarterback.
No, but like the thing, that's where I disagree. Michael Penix will fall to like the second or third round. He will. It's gonna happen.
I think you're being unfair because.
No, I think Michael Penix hell no way he got the first round. He'll be late.
He's falling out of the first round. I can guarantee that. Yes, he is. He's falling out of the first.
This is Trent about to lose some money because he's not about
to fall. This is me knowing and hearing everything that's been going on. That quarterback is A, not a sure lock to go with 3, and B, not a sure lock way to go if we end up trading down. Because if we trade down, it's the higher likelihood that those guys are not going to be there, and we're going to go offensive tackle. Because the Patriots have zero interest in Penix.
You're going to be stuck. You're going to be like a middling NBA team.
Penix a top 100.
It'll be a horrible idea to trade down.
You're up there. You're up there, Hellfire. Dear God, if the Commanders just decided to take Jaden Daniels and Drake May is sitting there, you take him. You just take him and you figure it out. Because Drake May go into a bad situation would not be the worst thing in the world because then you figure out a way around it. They've done that for the 100 years that the NFL has been running. That good quarterbacks who get picked high go to bad situations, no matter whatever the.
Yeah, but my thing is, what's the narrative going to be under a guy that's getting that much hype if they end up getting the number 1 pick?
Who cares? Then you go get him. Then you go get him an impact player.
Under what the
then you go get him an impact player.
Well,
you go get him the impact player, Hellfire.
If we sit with Brissett or get a rookie, I'm looking at maybe 2-3 wins tops.
They go get him an impact player. They go get your rookie quarterback.
I need y'all to understand that Hellfire believes they should literally keep. That's what he said. They should keep Brissett this year. Go get Russell Wilson next year, and then look at getting a quarterback in the 2026, 2027 draft.
So your answer is Arch Manning, bro. By the time Arch Manning gets here, you're paying the rest of the guys you got to pay.
I gotta say though, like my thing is with the Patriot situation is, I mean, what are your goals? If you draft Drake May, what do you honestly think the Patriots are thinking? Do you think the Patriots believe
if we draft Drake, knowing he's getting generational talent hype, he needs to beat the bill?
I don't think he's generational.
Nobody's okay.
Is he generational?
Caleb Williams is also getting the hype that he's getting. It's because
no, I'm not. I have heard it all over this platform.
People are saying he's really good.
They're not saying I don't think he's generational. I think Caleb Williams is generational. I don't know.
The reason why we're giving Caleb all the hype, also not just the fact that he's generational. The Bears are clearly doing all they can to maximize his time when he gets there. So that's why Trent and all of them are like, he should probably be in playoff contention in year 1. Because look at that team. That team is nasty. No, not with the Patriots.
So nasty.
And also Hellfire, this is a really good offensive draft class. I mean, this is a very deep receiver class, very good tackle class.
Stack up on wide receivers, running backs.
No, why would you stack up on
the third round, Hellfire?
Why would you stack up on those guys without the guy? Without
because they got Zappy.
Because I dog. Because Zappy's not a dog. Zappy is not a dog. Here's my thing with you, Hellfire. I understand what you're saying. And if the Patriots are picking at like 6 or 7, I'd give it to you. But they're picking at 3, and they have a chance to draft a franchise caliber quarterback. You take that chance.
You down to 11, not just 6.
All right. I don't understand that though. You have a chance to get one of the 3. From everything we're hearing, the Commanders are looking. They're going to take Jaden Daniels, so Drake May is going to sit there. He's going to sit there, and you're going to say no. I want to go get Roma Dunzier or somebody else, and not get the
which I love, by the way. I love Roma Dunzier.
That's great. But Roma, who's going to help you win games sooner or get you to where you want to be back to sooner? The wide receiver or Drake May? It's Drake May.
It's the receiver in this case.
No, it's literally not Hellfire. Come on.
Right, no, regardless of who's our quarterback, we're projected to have the worst record in football.
Peyton Manning had the worst record his first year.
You're never going to see immediate success with a rookie quarterback.
Hold on.
It's unrealistic.
We're regurgitating too much. We got a lot of other teams to go through.
Oh my God.
Arizona Cardinals. Random, you can take this.
They take Marvin Harrison Jr. and laugh at everybody else because
what are their team needs other than
I think they need impact impact players. Obviously, I forget
Need everything almost.
But what's the coach's name? I forget his name because I want to call him Shane Simon. That's not his name. But he clearly showed he could coach last year. They were able to play tough. Obviously upsetting the Cowboys early in the season, playing the 49ers tough. There's clearly something where the players buy in. They just need players now, impact players.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to Martin Harrison Jr. to start off, and depending on how Kylie, because we saw having a big body like that, and then how Kyler was able to work with DeAndre Hopkins when he was there. I think I'm not projecting the Cardinals to be in playoff contention, but they're a team that's maybe a year away from playoff contention. They just need players. They just need players right now. They have the coaching from what it seems like. If you can get Kyler the players, they could be in the playoffs sooner than you know it.
Yeah, the Cardinals definitely need a wide receiver. I think Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, McBride, Dortch is all right. Will be a good receiving room. Offensive line, maybe, but Kyler Murray's also very elusive. So I don't know how good that offensive line really is, but I'm curious to see what they do.
Need.
It's not that great.
They need secondary help.
Right.
They need some backers, but what you remember, it's a long draft.
This is a BPA spot for the Cardinals, but I think it could be a trade down, honestly.
Yeah, best player available every time.
I think it could be a trade down.
I wouldn't go best player available. I would go receiver for sure, and then help out that secondary.
I think they can't skip on Marvin Harrison Jr. P5 if he's there. Let's just say
But here's the thing, though. I understand that the Vikings would give up so much to trade up to number 4 to get a quarterback. The Broncos would trade up so much to get a quarterback.
And in this draft,
let me hear what they did.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big JJ McCarthy fan. And I've heard a lot of buzz about JJ McCarthy being like a top 5, top 10-ish pick. And we saw them do it last year where they got an absolute haul of draft picks. If they trade back, they can get another first-round pick because that's why I think the Vikings because the Vikings traded for another first, right? In the 20s, they traded for what, 23?
They have 11 and they have 23. And
yes, they can move both of those to get up to number 4.
They could definitely move them, but if they're trying to move them to 3, expect 2 more firsts to be added at minimum.
No, they're moving to 4. They're moving to 4.
You got to equate what you're getting from those 2 picks versus what you're getting in Marvin Harrison Jr. Generational wide receiver talent and potentially still a good receiver. More than likely, Roman neighbors are going to be gone, so you would get the 4th best receiver and maybe a cornerback or maybe offensive line. I think you go Marvin Harrison Jr. They don't need to trade back. Their biggest thing is that they want to give Kyler Murray a weapon on a rookie contract. And they can do that with a generational talent. Everything else will kind of work itself out, in my opinion. They will go corner in the 2nd, 3rd round and start building up that defense later on. Jonathan Gannon is a defensive coach. He knows how to coach defense. Even though some games that got blown out, they are a team that has grit. And I think they'll be fine as long as they start adding some rookie pieces. They need another weapon next to.
Yeah. Now, what I'm saying is I agree with you, Rodell. I think MHJ is the pick. He's in my opinion receiver 1. I think Neighbors is a close 2, but I think Harrison is receiver 1. You take Harrison, but I'm just saying it could be a trade down spot. We could see McCarthy go at 4, or we could see McCarthy go at 5. That's just what the rumors are saying. I don't know how true it is this close to the draft. But me personally, I'm a big McCarthy guy. Me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing a team trade up to number 5 to get him. But
the rumors are definitely saying that the Cardinals are consideration, the Patriots are in consideration, but the most likely spot I've been saying for weeks now is the number 5 pick in the Chargers for trading back. They're a team that actually needs to trade back. They do not need to be in the 5th pick because they're not really getting that much value based on what they want to do. They'll still get a great offensive lineman with a 11th pick or the 23rd pick, and then 11 they can go.
Alice Fuaga, maybe Brock Powers ish. Maybe.
I should let you guys know the Cardinals have 11 picks in this draft.
So they have a lot of draft picks.
That's why I don't think they really need.
They have 2 picks. Oh yeah, the Cardinals have 2 picks in the 1st round too.
Yeah, so
they don't need to trade down, but I think it's an interesting spot. If they did, it'd be a power play. It really would. But
so P5. Are we starting at 3 picks, 3 1st-round picks, 3 future 1st-round picks, plus the pick that they're getting in this draft to trade up?
Because they can get a Brian Thomas Jr. and be just fine.
Brian Thomas Jr. is very good. I
just think when you're sitting there at 4 and you're looking at the trade offer from the Vikings or whoever, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is just staring at you, I think just like it has to be a haul.
Well, hold up. Can we be real though? Do they believe in Kyler Murray? They would just kick this nigga out of the. First of all, they leaked that he don't refilm. Like that's
and paid him, and then they paid him,
Yeah.
But also,
I mean, they have no choice but to believe in him. They have no choice.
But what? Because they was talking about. God, it was trade rumors about him last year.
No, but they can't get out of that contract. They can't get out of that contract for another like 2-3 years.
But why not? Why not? Why not?
Because the penalty would be too much, way too much. We're talking.
Someone's taking that contract, guys. Someone's taking that contract.
So who's taking it?
But the Cardinals also noted last year around once they they got the new coach and the new regime, they were like, nope, Kyler Murray's our guy.
The Raiders take it right now.
So the Raiders would. Maybe
right now. Give it here, please.
The Cardinals can't trade him. It's untradeable.
According to the reports, the Cardinals want at least 3 first-round picks. That's the start of the deal to get number 4.
As it should be, because you're basically giving up on Marvin Harrison.
I mean, there's a generational player.
This might be the greatest draft in NFL history, dog. Give it up.
One of maybe.
So let's just say the Raiders. Let's just say the Raiders. Let's just say the Raiders trade up to get number 4. They're getting 3 first-round picks. And they're getting JJ McCarthy. So
that's a terrible deal for the Raiders.
I'm sitting there like, okay, so they trade 3 first-round picks. What else? What else do the Raiders have to entice the Cardinals to pick?
No. If I'm the Raiders, I want Kyler Murray. I want Kyler Murray.
We're not talking about the rumors with Arizona. The rumors with New England is that 3 firsts is dead ass, not enough.
Yeah, because there's a franchise.
Because you have a guarantee to get one. You have
Marvin Harrison Jr. right there. You don't leave. That's why the only spot that makes sense for a trade-up. I don't even know why we're talking about Arizona.
It's 5. It's probably 5.
It's big with the Chargers because the Chargers want to move down. They actually do, and they are more than happy because more than likely the team that's moving up is the Minnesota Vikings. They're the team that's probably going to move up.
That's why they got 23.
Yeah, nobody can offer nobody can beat Minnesota's offer because right now you're getting the 2 first-round picks plus extra stuff. 2 first-round picks in this draft plus extra. That's why if you said the Raiders better be given a player, maybe one of their best players, even more picks to match what the Vikings can give them immediately and in the future.
Yeah. Early. What do the Panthers need? They have a 2nd-round pick.
Leave him alone.
He's a Panthers fan.
Leave him alone.
I'm trying to hear his thoughts.
We need to get rid of Bryce Young. Y'all know my consensus. I ain't gonna stop saying it until he's out of there.
Who do you draft with the 2nd-round pick? Do you draft receiver?
Honestly,
I hope
if we're gonna be real and we're gonna build up around Bryce, we gotta get an O-lineman. We have to get an O-lineman. We gotta get an O-lineman, and we're gonna help him out.
No, he's talking about the Panthers.
The Panthers. We got to get.
Can't talk about them in the first round because.
Why are we talking about the Panthers in the first round?
We just got to help early out. That's what we're doing. We're helping them out.
Oh, lineman. Let's move on. That's it.
Oh, so you're cool with Deontay Johnson?
I just think it's BPA in general. Honestly, it's just BPA for the Panthers. It's whatever.
Offensive line. I think you all did a good job to kind of shore up your offensive line. You got Robert Hunt, who's one of the best guards in the NFL.
I mean, Deontay Johnson's a good receiver if he can get his head on straight.
He's okay.
Let's move on. Next pick.
It's the Chargers.
All right. Well, we talked about the Chargers. They need everything. More than likely, they're trading
they need
back.
Receivers. Jesus.
Giants is a receiver. I think Giants is 1,000% a receiver at 6.
Giants is
a receiver.
A trade up at 6 for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, and
I think that's
I'm relinquishing my Giants fandom. I'm not gonna lie. But if JJ McCarthy ends up good, then I'm coming back on the bandwagon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just
I think it's
for sure.
Yeah, but I think it's Neighbors or Odunze here, me personally.
I think it's Neighbors. You consider Brock Bowers because Darren Waller's no longer there. And if we're talking about the reality of what the Giants are, because you have to think about the play styles, Daniel Jones doesn't throw deep balls. He just doesn't. So there's no point of us getting Roman Dunze. I'm going to be dead ass. There's really no point. It's like Jalen Hyatt. He never threw the deep ball to Jalen Hyatt, even though how good he is.
Right.
So you go Neighbors, you go Brock Bowers. You're not going Dunze.
I don't think it's Bowers even. I don't even think it's Bowers because, honestly, this could be a Joe Alt spot because if you want to move Evan Neal into guard, then
they already said they're not doing that.
Oh well,
Yeah,
then.
Evan Neal sucks
Oh
as a
well.
guard.
Yeah,
Oh
they're not
well. I
doing
mean,
that.
I guess Evan Neal can stay being terrible at right tackle.
Brock
Well,
Bowers
you know
at
what?
6, man.
You
Brock
know
Bowers
what?
at 6 makes a lot of sense to me.
Brock
I'll be honest.
Bowers here at 6 is actually not the worst thing in the world because the Colts are talking about doing that for a trade up.
I think the Bengals end up getting Bowers somehow, but I think that's what I think ends up
No,
happening.
I
That
don't
would
think
be-
so.
that would be
I don't think
crazy.
so. I don't think so.
Bengals
No,
didn't
I don't think he falls to 18. I think
Yeah,
the Bengals
he-
move
no.
up. They move up, but not into. I don't think Bowers goes in the top 10. I don't think.
People keep on saying the Giants need Rome. Rome won't be good on the Giants. Like, listen to me. The Giants do not throw the ball past 20
He'd be
yards.
great on the Falcons. Me
That
personally.
doesn't happen. They don't do that. So there's no point.
Man,
of
getting the Falcons another skill guy now they have a better
That's
offensive
a
play
terrible
caller.
idea. Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Do not draft Rome on the Falcons either. The Falcons need 2 things:
Edge.
pass rusher and corner. Other than that, do not
No
draft.
corner in the top 10. Not in the top 10 for corner.
Well, Kenyon Mitchell might deserve to be a top 10 draft pick. I'm gonna be honest. Kenyon Mitchell.
Maybe. But I think the Falcons trade down. But who's at 7? Who's at 7?
Give me 1 second.
The
Sorry.
7th pick after
Titans.
the
Titans.
That's offensive line. There's really nothing else.
That's Joe Alt. I think that's Joe Alt.
All
That's what
Definitely
Joe
think that's all.
it's
They do
consensus.
need a tackle.
Did they get another running back besides Pollard?
They don't need one.
Yeah.
They have Tajay Spears. They have Tajay Spears.
I always
already.
forget
Yeah.
about him. I apologize. I always forget about him.
Tajay
Yeah,
Spears
they-
is really good.
Yeah,
Let's
they
not forget about
definitely
him.
need tackle. Probably could use some help on the interior of the offensive line too.
It's
Oh, they
Joe
need
Alt.
offensive line across the board.
Joe
Yeah,
Alt
they
is
do.
by
Yep.
far the best player available, though, at 7, I think, at this point.
I think so.
I think he's one of the best in the entire draft, honestly, Joe Alt.
Yeah, no, for
But-
sure.
But at 8,
Number 8, I believe, is
the Falcons,
Falcons.
my favorite team. Yes, sir.
pass rusher or corner.
I think it's. Here's my thing. I think the Falcons. They said. If I'm not mistaken, Dallas Turner wasn't their edge one, right? I think the Falcons said that. Or I've heard it. I think this could be a trade down spot. I think because Romo Dunze is still right there at 8.
But
if this
y'all
is going
need
the way
pass
that
rush.
we
Why would y'all
think.
not get him though? Maybe
Who?
they're saying that because they don't want nobody to grab him.
Well,
No, but at the same time, like if the Falcons trade down to like 11 or 12, are those edge rushers going to still be there? Is Leatu Latu going to be there still? Is Jared Verse going to be there still? Is
So
Dallas
I
Turner going
found
to be
out
there
that the
still?
Falcons, someone said this. The Falcons run a 3-4 system. The only one who could run that system is Dallas Turner.
He's not the
So-
only one. I think Leatu Latu can do that.
He does. Has he ever played linebacker in his
I
life?
think Latu
And
can.
it's
I think
right.
Latu has. I think
Yeah.
Latu has
No,
the
no.
build to do it. He has the build to
You
do
think he
it.
can play linebacker? I'm not. To be fair,
He
I
has the
haven't-
build.
when
And
I
he
did
would be playing.
research-
He would be playing outside linebacker, and he definitely can do that. Just because
Leatu
he's a
Latu
All right,
definitely
pass rusher.
can.
I-
Jared Verse is
me be
Jared
very-
Verse is your typical 4-3 edge.
Let me be
Yep.
very clear. Let me be very clear with my wording. Not that he can. Do you want Leatu Latu to play outside linebacker?
I think he is by far the best edge rusher in the class. I would not mind that at all. He's the best edge rusher in the class. The only
think
reason
so?
he will fall, is because
He
of
is
the
the best
injury
edge
stuff.
rusher, but
It's
Dallas
because of
Turner-
the injury stuff. The only
He is
reason
the
he will
best
fall.
edge rusher, but if it's system and you play a lot of 3-4 and you put your outside linebackers in coverages more than we expect, then you go Dallas Turner. He just fits the system better, and he's still a really great edge rusher. So
Depends on the system, but either way, I think it's a trade down. Either way, because I think there's still going to be more offensive players going in the top 10.
Well, I always thought that the Falcons were the prime trade up spot, and then all of a sudden,
they got Kirk Cousins.
Then trade down spot until the Chargers made all their moves, and they were like, "We're open for business." So I always felt, I think we talked about this earlier. I think the Falcons were one of the biggest losers in the draft in order to getting more compensation in terms of trading down. But let's just say if the Chargers do trade down and the Vikings go up and take JJ McCarthy, what reason do they have to trade down unless all of a sudden there's some big like Penix hype all of a sudden, and also now teams are like, we need to trade up with the Falcons to get Penix.
I just don't know where the Falcons don't get Dallas Turner. I'm sorry. Like I'm almost guaranteed they get him. I don't understand why.
Well, it's because their biggest need.
Yeah, I
they
think
should just
they're
address
guaranteed
that. their team's ready to go right now. Obviously, given the concern that Kirk Cousins does bounce back from his
Their offense is ready to go for sure.
Yeah. So you get your pass.
I know
rusher,
you like.
you get your corner.
I
in
know
the
you
second
like
round.
Natu, but he's not better than Dallas Turner. I'm sorry.
No, he's better than Dallas. He lay out two
As
lots.
a pass rusher, he's better than Dallas Turner. But for the 3-4 system, more than likely Dallas Turner is better.
I don't think Verse is better than Turner, Chris Roberts.
No.
I don't think Jared Verse is better than
being
Dallas.
nasty. You're being very nasty.
had the second best defensive tape out of all the prospects this draft.
Yeah, I think Latu's the best pass rusher in the class, easily. Actually, I think. And yes, I did watch WrestleMania. Irving K. Moving on.
Which is fair. All right. Next pick we got.
Which is fair.
Is it the Bears?
The Bears, yes.
Yes,
No,
the Bears
yeah.
again. Just
I think this is Romo Dunze. Me personally.
I think you trade back.
Gotta be.
I think it's Romo Dunze.
You don't need Rome.
Why not?
I think.
Oh, you're right. You got DJ Moore and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's only regressing. He's not.
I get that, but
Only
Romo Dunze is so
regressing,
good.
he just had his best season.
He had his best season, but
Hellfire.
I get it. You have Keenan Allen.
Hellfire. He's going to be the clear number 2. What number 2 corner covers Keenan Allen?
Especially if you get wrong.
I would argue that if they were to go receiver
next year,
Keenan's the 3.
I don't think the Bears would not be smart to get Rome, have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. That's just like who's getting the like. Keenan Allen ain't no
smart.
third term receiver. Just know that he is a number 1. Okay, period.
Who, Rome?
Yeah, the thing about drafting Rome, I know a lot of people like him and everything. The thing is, you can still get receiver later on and be fine. I do think they get receiver because Keenan Allen, I agree, is a 1-year rental. But at this pick, I think you trade back. If not, I would consider going.
They can get an Adion Mitchell. Like it's so many guys they can get later on in the draft. Like come on, guys. They can get a Purcell. They can get
not all depends.
Jermaine Burton.
Okay, I'm going to put it this way.
They can get Brendan Rice and have already a situation with Kenny Williams.
I'm going to put it this way. If they trade back and get a receiver, that guy ends up going over Keenan too. I'm sorry. Keenan's a 3.
God, you're so nasty with Keenan, bro. Keenan is a dog still, bro.
Yeah, he is a great route runner and technician guy out of the slot. They technically do not have that guy that is dependable to be able to win the one-on-ones outside in the perimeter.
DJ Moore?
I still view him as a 2.
Oh my God!
I think DJ's a worthy one. He's a worthy one. But like if the Bears trade down though, who are they trading down with? Because if we're saying the Vikings have already traded up, the Broncos, I don't know what they would trade up for. There's no quarterback available unless you think they want to.
The Raiders could potentially trade up for Penix. I've heard that a couple times.
I just think that's a bad move. I don't think Penix is top 10 worthy. I really don't.
It doesn't matter. You're in quarterback need.
Bro. I know it's a quarterback. I'm just not a Penix guy.
It's not about
and just because you're not a Penix guy, don't mean
I get that for sure. I just don't think Penix is that guy. I just don't think he's good, but he's not top 10.
Agree with that. You think McCarthy's that guy?
I do think McCarthy's better than Penix. Actually, I do. Me personally,
I'll say this. I think
better prospect than Penix.
I think obviously
time out. Why do you like McCarthy so much? Is there a reason why?
I just think he's honestly the complete package. I mean, he's got a good arm, not a cannon, but he certainly has a good arm. He knows where to go with the ball. He can make plays. He's athletic enough to make those plays. And even though they didn't throw the ball a whole lot at Michigan because that was such a run-heavy offense, I don't think we should use that against JJ McCarthy. So really, it's just kind of like a complete package. McCarthy, he can go anywhere. He can go anywhere on the field. He's athletic.
Or they didn't trust him as much. There's something there. You can't just
I don't think that's what it is. I just think that college football teams, when you have one of the best run blocking offensive lines in football, in college football, coupled with Jim Harbaugh, who we know, Jim Harbaugh, who has always kind of been that power run coach guy in Michigan. He's always been that way. And when you have one of the best running backs in the nation on your team as well, why wouldn't you run the ball a whole lot? Especially
here's where the disconnect is, though, right? if you're going
If
to
Michael
trade
Penix
up,
was on that team, they would run the ball just as much.
no, wait.
Disagree.
That's cool, but here what the connection is. If you're going to get a Penix, right? I mean, you're going to get a Jimmy McCarthy,
Especially
right?
when the receivers aren't even all that good on the team. So
If you're going to get JJ McCarthy, right? Why
Still.
would you get JJ McCarthy? And are you starting him in the first year?
if he goes to Minnesota, yes.
That's crazy, then.
Why would you not?
McCarthy is not ready to play his first year.
Yes, he is.
He's
Especially
not.
with the Vikings. I think the Vikings is by far the best situation he could possibly go to, me personally. I don't know
I
what.
agree. I agree to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Well, yeah, I think that's almost. I think honestly, that's a great start.
But why would you not get Penix though? Now you're right. Jim McCarthy got more upside. I get it.
Well, because McCarthy's more. He's younger. I think teams will be scared of the medical stuff. If it comes back clean on Penix, then maybe he'll go up higher.
It did come back. He's been shooting. He's been getting a lot.
And then the thing, teams would have always been scared of that.
Has been impressing clearly every NFL team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everybody's been impressed by Penix. I mean, Penix at the combine was better. Penix's tape is better, bro. Penix.
Well, I'll say this. I think
he's just better at the quarterback position. The thing with JJ McCarthy is just upside, man.
I think I'll say this.
I think that's what you draft for, but
I think that's what you draft for. That's what I'll say. If the Bears are going to trade back,
they would go in front of Jaden.
They could be a team that's a player away. Who maybe like I'm going to use the Lions. I think the Lions, if they see somebody that they could be like, oh my god, I can't believe he's still there. They could call the Bears and be like, okay, let's talk.
Romo Dunze? I mean, he's there at 9 apparently in this mock draft or whatever we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If a team that's like we're just a couple pieces,
the Jets
away,
from one pick away. I mean,
the Jets are picking him at 10, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if they're there at 9,
what the Jets gonna do with Romo Dunze?
They have Aaron Rodgers on their team. Why would they not want to get Romo Dunze?
Okay,
what?
I don't see it.
So that's what I'm saying.
They also have Wilson. They also just picked up Mike Williams. Like, goddamn, they need Rome too.
Why not?
Why would you not want Romo Dunze on your team?
Or why not go get an offensive lineman and help block for?
Now that's another need that the Jets have.
The same Aaron Rodgers got hurt
right?
the first game of the season.
Both injury prone.
But
Talise Fuaga is available at that point. Troy Fautanu is going to be there at that point. Olu Fashanu, if you like him.
Mike Williams
is going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt.
We all know
Mike Williams has been healthier than most people think.
But he only needs because we know Aaron Rodgers only needs one guy. He can turn Wilson into Devontae Adams. We know he don't need 10 niggas on the team. The rest of them guys are good enough. And then hold up now. Let's break this down too. There are free agents out there that they can pick up and not have to get Roma Dunze. Like,
who?
Are we really going to trust
how good will Hunter Renfrow be? How good would Hunter Renfrow be with a Wilson?
Hunter
Renfrow.
They're not picking up Hunter Renfrow.
All right.
Garrett Wilson is their slot guy, so they're not picking up Renfrow.
But Talise Fuaga, but offensive tackle is a big need for the Jets as well. Tackle's also a
number one.
Yeah, he's going to be the number one in the slot. He's going to be
okay. So we know Mike Williams will get hurt. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers will get hurt. If the O-line isn't boasted up even more. Like just
they can
they have picked up.
There's more line. You can get a lineman later in the draft. They have attempted to.
Why not get the best and give Aaron Rodgers all the time in the pocket so he can just.
Joe Alt is gone. I mean, Talise Fuaga is still there, right? Troy Fautanu was still there. Fashanu was still there, and then like it just depends like how far down the board you think guys are going to fall.
The other tackles are pretty good. They'll be all right.
If we're being honest,
but I don't think they're top 10.
That 10th pick might be Brock Bowers.
I don't think it's Brock Bowers at 10. I just don't think it is. I don't think he goes top 10. I love him. He's a top 5 player, I think, but I don't think he goes top 10.
I can see Brock too because I mean I'm not so on Conklin personally, but we'll see. Broncos and the Raiders. I mean, they're both need quarterbacks. I mean, the Raiders have Gardner Minshew. I do like Minshew. I think he can.
Yeah, I like him too. So so I could see if they end up not wanting to draft a guy, see them rolling the punches with Minshew and telling him this is going to be your year to be the bridge. I can see it.
Yeah. Now, if Penix were to go in the first round, I think it'd be in these next few picks. If Penix were to go in the first round, like I said, I'm thinking it's Vegas. It's like the most definite
because he screams being a fit for the Vegas culture.
I hear you.
Yeah, I do
And
like Vegas
also
for Vegas
there's
too, low key. That is a good pick for them. Honestly.
I hear you. Because a lot of people are also saying that Bo Nix might go to the Broncos. So
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is their guy for sure. I think they love Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, Bo Nix definitely a Broncos guy. They could just spam that check down.
There you go.
all right. We only got like 15 minutes left. Everybody will do one more team for each person and then wrap this up. Hellfire, what's one more team that you want to talk about their team needs? This is how I'll phrase the question. What's a team that needs team needs that by the draft can make them a serious contender?
Oh, okay. Outside of like the obvious ones that we've mentioned.
You can use the obvious one. Oh, not the ones that we talked about already, obviously.
Yeah. So outside of the obvious, I could really see. I could see Green Bay if they make one or two more right moves, potentially seal themselves as the top of that division.
I like that too. If Green Bay can find a way to get a Brian Thomas Jr., Mitchell from Texas, or any one of those type of like those second echelon guys to go along with Love. Ooh, boy, good night, Irene. You give Love a legit number one who can grow into a number one, and now you can put Reed as a number two. Oh man, it's gonna be a nice day to have. So I think I like that too, honestly.
I'm looking at the Rams. Obviously, they've actually handled the F them picks era a lot better than they thought. Obviously, they hit on Puka, who I think if he has another great season like he had last year, we should probably have more conversation about what he could be in terms of the wide receiver hierarchy. But they have 11 picks in the draft. I think both their tackles.
Even lose Aaron Donald?
Yes. I trust Sean McVay. That's how much I think Sean McVay is up there with that organization has just figured it out. And I'm not saying, obviously, if they're able to trade up, maybe they're a guy who calls up to Chicago and says, "Hey, Dallas Turner, we just need him," or something. They go get an impact player like that, because we've seen that they're willing to trade up to trade those picks and be willing to deal in. But also with how they run their organization, I trust Sean McVay and that coaching staff. Because they almost had a chance to make the playoffs last year. Obviously, if Stafford stays healthy,
they did make the playoffs. Last year, what are you about? The recent year they did make the playoffs.
Okay, so then I think if they can get an impact player, obviously find a way to mitigate the loss of Aaron Donald, they could be right back up there, because I trust Sean McVay with the best of them.
Yeah, the Rams are. I have a lot of faith in the Rams as well. I had faith in the Rams last year. I thought they were going to make the Super Bowl run. It just they played the Lions. It was a shootout, and that Rams defense just not good. It's just not good. As simple as that. And that's what they got to do in the draft. I don't think
that defense. They're right there. They fixed that defense. They're right there.
I agree. I think
the Rams are cooked, but I hear you.
I'm looking at the Bengals, me personally, because
hold on. Let's stick with the Rams. So, the Rams are a team that don't need to move up. I think they stay where they are and still get their guy. Whether that's Latu falling to them, whether that's Johnny Newton falling to them.
Rams need O-line. They lost Aaron Donald. They need D-line again. They need linebackers. They need Rams need so much, y'all. Like I watch.
But that's what the rest of the draft is for. They could go get Cooper. They could go get Cooper DeJean. What if Kool-Aid drops? So they can trade up.
They're not going corner. They're not going corner. They're going D lineman for sure.
For sure.
And it's either Latu, Newton, Byron Murphy. I don't see them going verse. I think it's one of those three: the Byron Murphy, Latu, or the other guy that I said. I forgot.
And none of them are good enough to help them win right away, y'all. I'm to be honest with you. Whoa, I don't think I know what one of the Johnny Newton, greatest defensive players in the game retired.
Okay, I understand that they're losing Aaron Donald.
Hold on, let's be very fair to the Rams. Byron Young is a dog coming into his own. Kobe Turner was a dog last year. And then they added
But
another.
But we gotta prove it to me without Aaron Donald in the middle. That's what I'm saying. Like he's so impactful. We really watch film where he's getting three double teams, dog, like triple team.
That's what.
You
That's
saying
why,
Young is good.
That's why
I
they
don't
made
know
the
what
moves
Young looks
before to
like
find
when
the
he's
pieces
getting the
before
best of
that.
the best, and you don't have a fucking Hall of Fame first ballot D tackle in the middle for you or moving around helping you on that O line. What does he look like next year when he's by himself?
I'm with you. That's why you can add two of the best D linemen in the draft with Byron Murphy or Johnny Newton, because these two D tackles are really damn good. So if you can get one of them, then that would help alleviate the pressure from Kobe Turner and Byron Young coming into the season. So they'll be all right. They should be good next year.
Plus,
I like
you've
the big.
seen the Rams.
I
You've
like
seen
the
the Rams are willing to move all over the draft to get what they need. They're very aggressive when they need to be. So that's
I don't
why,
think
and I
they're
trust
trading
them.
up. No, yeah, I don't think they're trading up.
I don't think they're trading up,
for
but
them.
I wouldn't be surprised. I just see what they've done, how they've been able to mitigate not having first round picks for the last 3 years and still fielding a good team.
They might have been
all
able
the
to
injuries.
make the
I'm not gonna doubt them.
And Stafford got injured, so they could have made it the year before too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna doubt them.
Can I say mine?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's the Bengals. Assuming that Joe Burrow can stay healthy, I think they're already contenders. But I think Brock Bowers, because again, I don't think Bowers goes in the top 10. I think the teams in the top 10 have more pressing needs than a tight end. As good of a tight end as Brock Bowers is, he can play inline, slot. He's willing to block. I don't think he's great at blocking like edge rushers or anything like that, or true defensive linemen, but he's electric with the ball in his hands. I think he's a better tight end prospect than Kyle Pitts was a few years ago. And I just think the Bengals, if they can get their hands on a versatile weapon in Brock Bowers, right? I just think that's a move that can probably push them over the top. A team that can straight up and get a top 5 player in the draft and in the teens, the Colts are in conversations for that as well, apparently. But I think if the Bengals can pull that off and Joe Burrow stays healthy and you add in, the rest of that offense with Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins, you add Brock Bowers to that with Joe Burrow, I just think that would put the Bengals over the top in the AFC, I think.
No O-line? You don't think they need O-line?
They could use O-line. They could use O-line, but I think Bowers is, I just think Bowers is just
sign somebody in free agency.
The better pick. Yeah, I think the Bengals did pay somebody.
Brown.
They keep trying, man. They just keep trying. They've tried,
but they always kicking it.
And also, if the Chiefs get Xavier Worthy or AD Mitchell, I think the Chiefs are going to be even more dangerous next year if they get Xavier Worthy.
They need a receiver.
Do not get Xavier Worthy.
They need a receiver. Rasheed Rice he's probably out half the season. Suspended half the season at least.
I'm gonna be honest. The team I'm gonna go with is
doesn't get cut.
Surprisingly, not the Chiefs.
You should get Brendan Rice and make him Hall of Famer.
I mean, low key, he's not wrong. The team I'm going to go for, surprisingly enough, because I've kind of been defending them quite a bit, and I'm kind of moved by, I'm here to see what they can do. I'm going to go with the Bills. The Bills, people are overreacting in terms of how the roster. The Bills roster is still very good. I think there's just names that people just don't know about, which is why they think they're worse than they are. And I just verified what safeties they got, because that was the biggest thing for me. Like safety, y'all lost 2 big safeties, but they replaced them pretty well with Mike Edwards and Taylor Rapp. They're not like Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer level, but they're average for what they had, so they can hold it down. Their corners, I would argue, their corners are probably elite. I think you could argue they have an elite cornerback group. It's just Tre'Davious White lost. Well, their cornerback, they have Benford, Taron Johnson, and Rasul Douglas. Their cornerback.
I couldn't tell last year versus the Chiefs.
I mean, it's the Chiefs, man.
So that defense wasn't hitting on. That defense wasn't hitting on shit.
But when it comes down to the Bills' offense, what they got to do is they got to go receiver in the draft, and they got to hit on receiver in the draft to find their new guy. I think I personally would go Xavier Legette, potentially, Keon Coleman, potentially. Go for high upside. Just go for high upside. I do think they're going to change their offensive scheme, but if you hit on the high upside guy, in addition to Shakir and Curtis Samuel, you're right where you were. You might be better than where you were. So, yeah, that's why I think the Bills go receiver and hopefully get their guy.
What they said that so mock draft is they getting AD Mitchell. That'd be so nice. AD Mitchell is exactly what he needs, a 6'4" physical specimen who can run like a horse. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, man,
great route runner too for his
man.
size. Especially.
Hey, Riddell, if our boy Big, come on now, if Big Allen get A.D. Mitchell, that is exactly who he needs. Exactly who he needs. Woo!
I'm here with you. Real quick, $2 super chat by Prodigy. Miami have no receivers outside of Helen Waddle. Respect Claypool. Respect Claypool.
Well, they can
They
find.
say Odell.
So okay, Claypool is probably not even on the team anymore, and he converted to tight end.
That's hilarious.
Miami has done their schematics rather interesting the last couple of years.
Still have Braxton Berrios.
Well, the first year with those two was getting speedster route technicians because they had three guys at multiple. Well, they had like three guys running over 3 yards per route run, and that was regardless of concept. Last year, it was guys under 6 foot that were running 4.4, 4.3 40s. To me, I think if they're going to try to fix this receiver issue, they may not be able to be so picky anymore.
I think they'll be all right. They can draft some receivers.
Yeah, they're able to receiver isn't an emergency need at all.
Random. I think you said yours early. What's yours?
I think for me, the team that's a couple picks away from the draft, random definitely took. I love Green Bay, but honestly, did anybody say Kansas City?
A little. P5 did mention him, but
I definitely believe that Kansas City can definitely are just a receiver, literally a receiver away from literally making it unfair. I do think Travis will come back for at least another year or so. So you still got him there. But I think with a top receiver to actually, if you can trade up and get a guy, like I said, even a Brendan Rice, like that just needs somebody that's legit enough to hold the fort down when they're triple teaming and double teaming Travis Kelce that can catch the ball and let somebody that Patrick Mahomes can find some rapport with. And yeah, they right back in the Super Bowl, man. Sad to say. I hate to say it.
Facts. Just these receivers need to stop being so dumb, bro. Justin Rollins, Kadarius Toney, Rasheed Rice, like, come on, bro. Stop. They should not get Jermaine Burton because apparently he's a problem child too. So stay away from all the problem childs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Please. And I'm gonna be real with you. I want to say this. Sauce is doing a little too much for me right now. I do like Sauce, but I don't know. He giving me some signs that I don't like seeing right now. It's a lot of social
Gardner.
Media. Yeah, it's been a lot of social media lately, and I don't know, man. I just hope he stays out of trouble too. He's got a little bit of a hood in him, and it's like, hey, man, I need you to realize you are one of the top one in the NFL now. So I'm just putting it out there. Sauce, just relax, man. Go back to just playing ball. It's a lot of interviews you've been doing, a lot of TikToking and things of that nature. I've been seeing you too much on my feed talking about stuff. Just cool out, man.
Yeah, new era of NFL superstars being all over social media, doing a lot and getting exposed a little bit too. So, you know what I'm saying? How about y'all just lock in, humble yourself a little bit, be like Mahomes. He doesn't do anything. He just has a crazy wife. You know what I'm saying? Crazy brother too.
Yeah, crazy brother too. Yeah, he doesn't need to. And his father is drunk all the time.
Yeah, not a lot. Mahomes was a
criminal
crazy
brother.
family. Jesus Christ, bro! The fact that he was able to keep his head together with that family is
his father is like I've never seen his father. I don't know what his father look like sober. Like I've never seen his father sober. Like it's like he drinks all the time. Like his kidney must be shit. Like what I tell you, he's always drunk. Like so, you know, I pray for Mahomes. Like I know I give him a hard time, but like you said, man, for him to keep doing what he's doing and be so focused every year after year with all the hoopla around him. Hey man, shows up Patrick Mahomes, man.
Facts. All right, y'all. That is all we got for Open Field Players Choice Edition. Hint. Appreciate everybody who peeped in. Obviously, this was another fun show. Tune in tomorrow for Press Box 2 p.m. EST. Have a good one. Take care.
Make sure y'all pull up to the Black Sensei Society tonight.
Facts, actually. Tonight, 9 p.m. EST. If you like your anime, if you like your cartoons, pull up to the Black Sensei Society YouTube channel. We're going to be live streaming.
Yeah, I'm finna hop on some of this My Hero Academia new season as we get off.
Okay, early embracing his inner nerd. You love to see it. You feel me?
Most definitely, man.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.